Boom, 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 I say. Boom. Come on, Grumble. Now, if I wanted to make an excuse, I could. I am pokey and bad at this. I don't think that counts as an excuse. If you want me to make one, I can make one. Okay, come on, YouTube. There we go. Wow, I don't know if I was live even for that. I don't think I made an excuse. Saying I'm pokey and stuff, that's not being an excuse. Wow. All right, Rumble is now moving. Let me check my sound. Uh-oh, do I have an echo? Oh, wait a minute. I got one of these muted, not the other one. Let's try that. Wow. All right, there we go. Don't have both of them on your other screen running at one sound and you unmute. There we go. All right, if I gave you an excuse, I can give you one. If you really want one, I can give you one. The fact that, how about this? The fact that I put my thumbnail in Rumble 3 times, but when I'm looking over here on my screen, it was showing a thumbnail from another video still. I hope it comes up with the right thumbnail sometime. All right, so how's it going, everybody? We are, yes, this, I'm working on my father's van today, and I got the TV in the garage on and Piers Morgan in the background. Of course, my dad hates it because he's yeah. We can talk about politics on him later. But I'm listening to Piers Morgan, and oh my God, Joy Reid. Yes, I'm jumping right into this, guys. Welcome, everybody. Do me a favor. Please hit thumbs up. I'm trying to get better at this, bunny. I really am. I used to be better. But please hit thumbs up for the stream, and welcome. Anybody that thinks anybody might be interested in this insanity, please share the stream out. And let me go over to Rumble real quick. I'm going to post the YouTube chat into Rumble in case some of the Rumblers, we've had a few Rumblers come over because they don't have an account over there, but there it is to everybody on Rumble. Hello and thank you. All right, so yeah, watching Piers Morgan. Jax is upstairs on the couch. My wife got a new couch. And this thing has got all these big, huge, movable ottomans. It's quite the thing. It's like an adult building set almost. And now she's got room for her and all of our zoo on it. Oh, how you doing, Jay Watterson? Buckle Bunny. Oh, let's see here. I got, YouTube, you and your top chat. Top chat. All right, so, yes, we are going to react a little bit to Joy Reid, Joyless Reid. I mean, what a what? And she just openly showed why she got her show canceled. She is such a racist. I mean, holy crap. To quote Az from Heels versus Baby's Face, definitely racist. Buckle Bunny, yes. Now, farmer I used to work for always said that had this funny, well, he thought it was a funny joke. And I don't, he was a really old guy at the time. He always said, don't worry, being pissed off, it's a lot better than being pissed on. So, but no, Joy Reid, I don't think the woman understands exactly how much of a complete douche she is. And I apologize to Summer's Eve and all those ads of the mom and daughter walking down the beach. Mom, do you ever have this feeling of not so... Whoa. We need an ad for men. Dad, like 2 guys walking through the bog or something, or hunting deer. Dad, do your balls ever feel not quite so fresh? Yes, son. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Joy Reid is a complete what? And we're going to go through this. Yes, I do not have the money for a paid account to YouTube. Sorry, there will be ads. We'll be talking a lot because, and feel free to throw whatever thoughts you have in back and forth between each other or on there. If I see you, I'll try to acknowledge a lot of it. But, she openly, I do not think she helped herself. I think she came on to Piers Morgan here because of one reason. I think she's trying to bring out the profile of her new online, I'm doing a Wall Street Journal ad there, her profile online for her new YouTube show, which I do not think it's going to help. I think she just showed even more people why she got canceled. All right. So let's wade right in. I'll get my headphones on. All right, let's go. Okay. Now we're going to have a little bit of an ad here, and let me know on the sound. I got it muted right now, but let me know on the sound when we get this going, because I'm not sure I muted or unmuted the right things. Because, Jay Watterson, I'm bad at this. Or, Jay Watterson, if you want an excuse, I can give you one. How about this? I don't have a staff that does this. All right, there you go, Jay Watterson. You feel better? I gave you some excuses. I don't want to let you down, man. All right, so. Oh, Piers Morgan. Let me see here. Let me get to where I'm at. Let me unmute. Let me know if this comes through to you guys.
All right, do you think school children at school should have access to books in their library which involves...
All right, we're going to skip past the introduction.
And making your own...
I don't care about him. All right, so. Joyless Reid. Ready to go, guys? Here we go. If the echo starts up, sing us a lullaby. I will try, Jimmy. How you doing, man? Hey, Bunny, feel free to throw them flip-flops. Because, and for Piers Morgan, I don't always like the guy. But you know what? He catches some of her crap here and calls her on it.
Social media in the past. I think I'm blocked by you on X. I can't remember what crime I committed, but probably Trump-related. Just first of all, what Barack Obama has said and what Chris Cuomo said there, has that given you pause for thought about what the Democrats should now do?
All right, I'm going to pause just a quick second. Is that coming through okay? Because all my settings look good, but you know how it goes. Jay Lars, I'm not making excuses. Hey, I did it for you, though. I did it for you. I said I didn't want to let you down, so I made some. Urbexy, what's up, buddy? Urbexy, how well known is Joyless Reid over in your country? I'm betting not much. You guys got enough problems. All right, Jay Watterson, thank you very much. All right, let's wade into this because she starts off being a total racist. Yes, that's my opinion, Miss Joy Reid. And I get to have one.
Because it's all very well just shrieking constantly about how evil Trump is, but it clearly hasn't worked now twice. You know, the fact the guy went away for 4 years and then came back and won again was an utter repudiation of the tactics to beat him, wasn't it?
Well, first of all, I'll say I have not blocked you on X Twitter because I haven't been on X Twitter since Elon Musk acquired it. I actually left the platform. So there might be someone posing as me who's blocked you. So
I think
bullshit alert right away. We're starting off right away. Bullshit. I haven't been on X or Twitter. It was somebody posing as me. This stems back to some comments and unfortunate posts and stuff she made years ago before Elon Musk bought Twitter. And people found them. And then she's like, I got hacked. Shit, that stuff's been up on your Twitter for a long time. You only took it down when it got hot for you. So that's what she's referring to here. Well, it was on there, but I haven't been on there. Somebody was acting like me. It was your official account, lady. So she dances here. Pierce does not let her get away with it. I was hacked. Exactly, Jay Watterson. And she goes through that multiple times in this stream. Ho ho. But yes, under fair use, you guys know I do have to stop and talk a lot. But hey, not a problem for me. If there's not anything I can do, Jay Watterson, I can talk.
It was prior to Elon's purchase.
Oops.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
well, so
oops.
This is an interesting conversation because
I'll back that up just a little bit. Her first excuse right there gets totally decimated.
Twice. You know, the fact the guy went away for 4 years and then came back and won again was an utter repudiation of the tactics to beat him, wasn't it?
Well, first of all, I'll say I have not blocked you on X Twitter because I haven't been on X Twitter since Elon Musk acquired it. I actually left the platform. So there might be someone posing as me who's blocked you. So
I think it was prior to Elon's purchase.
Gets her.
Okay. All right. Well,
her face.
This is an interesting.
And I loved her face. She's like, okay. Right away, he busts her, and you see that millisecond where she's like, shit. He's not letting me get away with this because I'm black. Oh, crap.
Interesting conversation, because there is no one who is more obsessed with racial identity politics than Donald Trump.
Huh?
He ran the most racial identity politics laden campaign
Did he?
that I've seen in my lifetime, and I've been following politics since I was 12. The point of his campaign was, if I was to sum it up, that immigrants, whom he identified as gang members from Venezuela, as people from S-hole countries, as essentially any non-white migrant or immigrant in the country, were...
Wait a minute, right there. Hey, Mag D5. Holy shit, right away. When did Donald Trump ever inject just race into this? Oh, anybody non-white. This is the lie, and she just automatically showed why. Right away. We're only a couple minutes in, and look. We're 4 minutes in, and that's even with the preview of the show. And she's already shown why she got canceled. Right there, she lies about Trump and pulls a racist stuff. But, hey, Trump is obsessed with racism. Why is everybody but me obsessed with racism? And proceeds to talk about racism. And it gets worse as she goes. But holy crap. When did Donald Trump say, gotta get everybody that's not white out of here?
Were vermin who were poisoning the blood of our country.
Well, he was talking about criminal, illegal immigrants. He was talking... Well, hang on. He was talking... You can't misquote him off the top.
Oh, yes, you can.
This is my point, though. This is my point. I remember... Let me just say something, Joy. I remember when he won in 2016. I was at the New York Knicks the next day with my eldest son, and Chris Rock was there at the next table. We got talking. I said, why do you think Trump
Honesty
won?
here.
And he said, you know why? He said, if someone's murdered 8 people, stop going around saying he's murdered 9. And he didn't mean Trump had actually murdered anyone. What he meant was, there's plenty to criticize Trump about. I've done it myself many times.
We've done it.
There's also a lot of stuff that resonates with people. And I think it's the over-exaggeration, the over-demonization of Trump is part of the problem. And your characterization...
They have said everything from Trump is Mussolini, Trump is Hitler, Trump is Nazi, Trump loves the KK and the other K. Trump hates all browns. Trump is going to end women's rights. Trump's going to put you back in chains. Trump's going to end all abortion. Trump hates children. Trump will sneak up and eat your puppy in the dark. They have said everything evil about Trump. And she got caught right there, though, because I will give Piers this. He stopped her. And she tried to deny it. Tried to deny what she was saying. He never said, no, he did. No, he meant, no. You can't keep doing that, Joy. This is why your show got canceled. I'll get to a point and I'll stop and we'll check the chat, but woof. Wow.
Of his depiction of immigrants. You said the word immigrants. Actually, what he was talking about repeatedly on his stuff, in his rallies, was specifically illegal immigrants who come in illegally, who are criminals, who are already convicted criminals, who've come into America, across the southern border in huge numbers, who are criminals. He wasn't talking about non-criminal immigrants, as you tried to put it there. So there is a difference.
False. No, first of all, it's absolutely false. Let's talk about, for one example, the Haitian immigrants in Ohio. These are people who were in the country on a legitimate visa, who were...
A temporary status visa. It was temporary, Joy. Do you know what temporary means? You know, temporary, like your job or your wig. Whatever you're not going to wear now. So, yeah, okay. Temporary. A temporary visa is for people to come there temporarily due to something horrid going on in their country. Usually somebody going to end your life because they don't like your politics or your religion. And then when it's over, you go back. It could be ended at any time, and most of those are ended, and people are sent home. So, too bad. And Joy is going to equate it right here with race. Oh, yeah. But remember, everybody but Joy. Joy. She's such a joy to speak to. Everybody but Joy is racist.
actually improving that community by taking jobs desperately, where people desperately needed to hire, and
People
did
hated
not
them
have
there.
any, enough American-born employees, and they were hiring these
don't?
folks. They were taking badly needed jobs. They were improving the community economically. He accused them of eating people's cats and dogs. He characterized them as if
Because
they
they
were
did.
animals. These are people who his own administration had allowed into the country on a legitimate visa.
Temporary visa, and they were eating cats and dogs. There were police calls. People have the transcripts of the police calls. There were videos out there. They were eating cats and dogs. They were also grabbing the ducks and geese from the actual city park and butchering them right there in the park or on the street. These people are driving out driver's licenses, causing accidents, doing drug crimes. The assaults against females had gone way up. Yeah, okay, Joy. And once again, temporary.
But I agree with you.
First of all, I'll stop. Let me just.
But I agree with you.
So his all-encompassing term about immigrants being vermin and poisoning the
He
blood
didn't say
of the
immigrants.
country was all-encompassing because it included them. And in his mind, it included anyone who he said came from an S-hole country, meaning if you came from Nigeria, if you came from the Gabon, if you came from any country in Africa. He in a blanketed way depicted immigrants, again, with Nazi terminology, vermin.
Well, let's leave.
Okay. I don't know how that's a Nazi terminology. Vermin is used for a lot of people, but Joy, once again, race.
Poisoning the blood of our country.
You know what? Whenever people.
And wait, let me finish
but
my
Joy,
thought.
whenever it's taken you what? It's taken you 4 minutes, and you've called him a Nazi already. Come on.
And now, what we're seeing are masked federal agents sweeping up cooks, abuelas, people who work on farms, picking up dishwashers, any brown person. And Tom Homan said, based on one criteria being their appearance. It's overwhelmingly.
All right, so we're going to stop there and talk about a little bit of math. One, Joy. Now, if most of the illegal immigrants in America were white, that would be the discussion. But unfortunately, at this moment, the overwhelming majority of immigrants that are here illegally are not white. Yes, there are a lot. Tom Homan don't care, excuse me, he's grabbing up everybody illegal. They're after the criminals, but if somebody else is around peripherally, hey, you're illegal, oh, you're coming too. They don't care, but it's just the simple math, and Joy hates math. Also, let's talk about some more math. Worldwide math. You know what? I am the minority. Some of you, I don't even know what color half you people, I don't care. Piers Morgan is a minority. Why is it the white people are being attacked? In worldwide, white people are the minority, and white people are heavily racismed against in the world politic. That is it. It's a fact. And by the way, let's just do a little simple history lesson here. Who invented slavery? It wasn't white people. But Joy wants to ignore math that most of the world is brown, over the majority, and overwhelming majority of the illegal alien immigrants, whatever you want to call them, are brown. So Joy, simple math is, yeah, you're going to go after the browns. That's it. So I'm sorry. All right, let's catch up a little bit here. She was hacked and they gave her a Trojan hair tie. Yeah. Well, that's funny. She stopped wearing all of her wigs, her Beatles wig and everything. All of her wigs when she stopped her show. Weird, huh? Yeah, the Elmo hack. Wasn't that great? Ho, ho. Elmo, man, you cannot trust Sesame Street these days. I always thought Elmo was a little off. The first 5 minutes, she had me pissed off. I know. Like I said, I'm trying to fix my dad's van. And I'm like, the hell? I had to keep turning my head going, what the crap? And unfortunately, I have too much family that likes MSNBC. So, oh yeah. I try not to listen to the left if I can. Jimmy, I would say that's a mistake. You should always listen to your opponents, your political opponents, or anybody on the other side, or you cannot truly understand them. It's hard to discuss with them or see what they're about to throw at you. You watch this stupidity right here. That lets you know, hey, your brain's already ready for a rebuttal. Going, let me throw some facts at you, Joy. Why would we go after the brown illegals? Why? Because they're 90% of the illegals. Doesn't make a sense to go after just the crackered ones since they're only 10% or so. That isn't going to make deportations work well. And by the way, Joy, why is it not okay for white countries to be in existence? Why do we have to moderate and bring in browns people? Let's brown up these white countries. Why is nobody talking about whiting up the brown countries? Because they're racists. 100% racists. All right, just checking in on Rumble. I see you guys over there. That is the link to the YouTube chat if you want to chat. Or if you don't have an account, you can chat on Rumble. All right. Let's see here. They're eating the dogs, eating the cat. Yeah. And there were videos and police calls. You could look up in multiple areas, not just in Ohio. It is a thing. In fact, they have a festival in Haiti where there's a religious type festival where they eat the dogs. It's well known. There was a documentary from PBS years ago where they showed it. So come on. I can be light brown if I avoid being a vampire. Sun bad. Yeah, me too, Jimmy. When I grew up, I was out in the sun so much where I wore hats. My hair, where my hat wasn't covering, was turned blonde. And I got dark. So yeah, exactly, Jimmy, I agree. Just generic Cookie Monster. Well, Jay Watterson, I could say something else. He's the Epstein Cookie Monster. How's that? That gets me close. And they have joy, joy, joy down in their hearts. Ooh, Urbexy had a good one earlier. She just needs Iron Mike's eye tattoo. Ouch. Whew. Yeah, this woman does not make you sing joy to the world. No, she is. I used to watch her show off and on just because you got to know what total pieces of crap, my opinion, Joy, in YouTube, total pieces of crap like her are saying and doing. You got to know when people throw this at you. You got to be able to know this stuff. Don't just be blind to it because they're insane. Yes, they're insane, but you got to know the insanity. It's like you're sitting in a bar drinking a beer. You're having a good time. Everybody's quiet, chatting, good day, whatever, having a few beers, playing a little pool. Then some dude comes in and he's banging a machete on the end of that goddamn bar going, I'm going to hack up the next person who says they like Donald Trump or something. Who are you watching? The couple over here playing pool? Or are you going to watch that dude? Watch the crazy people. You got to know what the crazy's going to do. Let's see the tracing of Joy's heritage. She may be surprised of her family's past. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mag D5, buddy. How about just this? A lot of black people are finding out when they trace their heritage and do their DNA that they have a lineage goes way back. Yeah. But they were some of the slave trading people back in Africa, the home country. They were the 5,000 plus years slave traders. I love when you find somebody comes across that. But they don't want to talk about that, because white man bad. White man did it. Got to brown up the white countries. Well, UK is mostly screwed now. So, yeah. UK is done. Sorry, Rebexy, but stay where you are. Your part of UK is a little bit more normal, but a lot of it is in bad shape. GTR and a couple other people I know, certain parts of the UK say, yeah, it's pretty effed. And that's what they had planned for America before, if they would have got Cammy in. All right. Just say no to Tickle Me Epstein. Dude, you want a t-shirt that's going to get you in trouble? Somebody's got to make a Tickle Me Epstein t-shirt. Oh my God. Could you imagine? Man, I might look that up. Could you imagine walking down the street, going to your gym, going to your grocery store, wearing a Tickle Me Epstein t-shirt? Oh, jeez. Lefties' heads will explode. Some right people heads will explode. And if you can piss off both sides, you're doing something right. Oh, God. Woof. All right, Urbexy. We'll go back in a sec here, guys. Out of curiosity, has anyone ever seen her and Floyd Mayweather the same time? Oof. Well, Urbexy, that's in your area. I know where you are at, and you might want to stay there. Because like I said, people I know down in London area or a lot of the old Britain area proper there, it's not pretty. Jimmy, like Sonny Hostin demanding reparations, finds out her relatives are owned by slaves. Yeah, and her husband's a cheating POS. Yeah, isn't that neato? Yeah, and he's been cheating the Browns out of monies and stuff. Yeah, Sonny. Who's naming these lefties? You got Joy and Sonny. Neither of them. She's not joyful, and the other one ain't very sunny. My God. Should call him bitchy and cloudy or something. I don't know. All right, let's head back here. Too cold here. I don't know. It gets pretty dang cold here, and we got a lot of the illegals in my area, so I don't know.
Brown right. And some black people. We're not seeing them sweeping up white folks on the street.
Whoa!
Donald Trump ran a racial identity campaign, and yeah, this is America.
I hit unpause. And right away, she's right at it again. But she says that Donald Trump and his followers are so obsessed with race. All she talks about is race. They're not sweeping up white people. Because if you have 30 million illegals in your country and 27 million of them are brown, well, who are you going to be picking up in the majority? Just by walking into a neighborhood, who are you going to run into illegally more often? Let's see. Oh, the brown ones. If it was 27 million white illegals and 3 million browns, hey, Joy, who would we be running into just even accidentally? Oh, let me guess. You know, we don't have all the Spanish-speaking channels and networks now in this country for no reason, Joy. All right. Wow, I didn't even get unpause, and there she is again. My gods. My gods.
That is appealing to, unfortunately, a lot of Americans.
Well, actually, it turned out to be
she
very
just called
appealing
everybody
to
in America
Latino
racist.
Americans who voted for him in
She just called it. I can't even unpause it. This is how bad she is. Oh, my God. She just automatically said, and this appeals to a lot of Americans picking up them browns. Bitch. You just now said that most of America's racist. She can't stop. This is why I was on. And I was trying, knowing who I was around at the time, I was holding this stuff in. Inside my head, I was screaming. But I couldn't do it. Love your family, even if they're nuts. You try to help them, and God help it, you just try not to put them in a home for it. Woo. But my God, she reminds me of the worst person that could go fishing for deer. That's another good t-shirt. So stupid you go deer fishing. Oh, God. We're only 8 minutes in and she's just race. White people are racist. Oh, my God. I just don't even know what to do here. She's a lunatic. She's just... I don't know why her show got canceled.
Record numbers. More Latinos voted for him than voted for Kamala Harris, the non-white candidate. More Black Americans, African Americans voted for Trump this time round than first time round.
Watch what she says to this.
Not true. Statistically, it was the same. Same number of
Black
Americans voted for him. That's always
more Black Americans voted for Trump this time than last time.
Nope, it's the same. Nope. Dude, bitch, the voting statistics show more Hispanics voted for Trump than ever before for Republicans. More black people voted for Trump this time than ever before in a long time for Republicans. She's going, nope, voting records are wrong. All the voting is wrong. That's it. All wrong. Jesus Christ. Nope, racism. So, you can't even get going. More. She's got more race than the Indy 500. Oh, Lord. Well, definitely more than a NASCAR race every time they have to stop, slow down, or somebody can't steer left. Joy is spewing the fatigue. A lot of people having, yeah. She is that's another reason. Black fatigue. Most of America is getting tired of being called racists. And she's just letting it go. Even the legal Mexicans are tired. Yes, and Piers does bring that up. And why do... Oh, we'll wait. I love how you guys are thinking. But damn it. This is why I was losing it today. That's why I wanted to talk about this and react. It is so bad. And somehow, she probably got off this stream going, oh, I nailed it. Dang, I'm good. And there's a bunch of leftards out there going, oh, she did amazing. Oh, Joy, yes, queen. They are going to see this as an amazing thing she's doing. Holy crap. You got to watch the crazy, guys. Yep. Go to the light.
It was an, and by the way, this is the other challenge. There is a phenomenon, and my family are immigrants, and there is a phenomenon among immigrants of slamming the door behind themselves. And and by the way,
Why?
more Latinas, women in the Latino community voted for Harris. But there is a phenomenon. If you talk to people who actually are in the community and study this and spend a lot of time on it, journalists who studied it, there are a lot of Latinos who want so badly to identify with Americanness that they identify against fellow immigrants. That is not a new thing.
That's not it. That's not it. It's the difference between illegal and legal immigrant. Joy. Because the legal ones come here, do the process, pay them money. They go and work hard, go forth, learn the language, take their citizenship tests, and they're not flying or waving Mexican damned flags. Here's this lefty racism. You can never win. If you don't have Hispanic friends, you're a racist. If you do and you say it, you're a racist. I have multiple friends that are Hispanic. And yes, one whole family speaks Spanish still. But it is their second language, and they speak it with an accent. They speak English dead on, every bit as good as I do. Which, well, that is not saying much. But they speak perfect English, and they only use Spanish once in a great while just to keep the memory of it. That's it. They wave American flags, launch more fireworks than I do. Every single one of them is proud. And in fact, my friend's grandfather came here and right away joined our military. Multiple people in the family been in our military and died in combat for this country. That's Americans. Joy here is equating, once again, legal immigrants with illegal. The legal ones came here because they truly wanted to be American, live a better life, and they knew their country was a shithole. They see the illegals coming here for free, getting everything handed to them, and bringing all the crime, all the bullshit politics, all the horridness they left, bringing it here. So yes, Joy, of course they don't want the illegals here, because that's not what they came here for. Plus, it's a big F you to everybody who came here legally and is waving the American flag, not the Viva la Mexico flag. Difference there.
Maybe they weren't identified, but Joy.
That's not new.
Maybe they were just
blackness. And
let me
racism
respond to
in the
that.
community is not new. It's
Let me respond to that.
exists.
Maybe
Blackness?
they were just sick and tired of people like you, and I say this respectfully, but people like you constantly calling Trump a Nazi. Maybe they thought it was ridiculous
Maybe
to compare...
don't call people vermin and say they're poisoning the blood of our country. That's Nazi terminology. Don't use it.
You have repeatedly...
What isn't a Nazi word? The Nazis used tons of words. So this is a lefty trap. I always say watch words. I'm not some epic, insanely intelligent personality, but I always say watch words. What she said there, any word. So what she's doing is any word any Nazi ever used, she can go, well, that's a Nazi term. They used it. Well, they used the word and the. So the word the is a Nazi term. Vermin, that's anything. People have referred to many races as vermin. Hell, in the past, in many countries, white people were referred to as vermin. It has nothing to do with race. It's thinking you're above somebody. But joy, joy, joy. It is hard to play this. This is why I was having a hell of a time getting the vehicle done.
Over the last few years, called Trump a Nazi. Now, the Nazis were the most despicable, awful human beings we've seen in 1,000 years. They murdered 12 million people, 6 million Jews in the Holocaust. Trump is not a Nazi. So when you do that, you thought it. Let me finish.
You've just done what you normally do. I have said he uses Nazi terminology, and that's a fact.
Right.
Saying people are poisoning the blood of our country, that is Nazi talk. That is what I have said about Trump. I will stand by it, because if you're calling people vermin and saying
vermin, that is not a Nazi term. It's not a strictly Nazi term. And poisoning the blood of America is easy. When you are coming here illegally, breaking our laws, and then diddling kids and diddling our women and drunk driving and saying, but it's part of my culture, and taking our money and stuff, you are poisoning America. Has nothing to do with your skin color. Joy's hair, you know where it went? It grew backwards. She's a smooth brain. That hair is just infiltrating what's left of that little bit of brain she has. All she does, she wakes up in the morning right away and goes, oh, racist, 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 racist. Yeah, she looks at her toaster and goes, you're racist. Everything to her. She picks up a ballpoint pen, it happens to be white. Oh, you're racist. Everything to her is race, 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 race. Gee, I wonder why our show got canceled.
Saying that they're poisoning the blood of our country, you are lifting language out of the Nazi playbook. That is very different from saying that Donald Trump is perpetrating a Holocaust such as in the 1930s.
Right.
But what he is doing is straight fascism. That's not me saying it. Mark Milley, his former Joint Chiefs of Staff chair, said that he is a fascist to the core.
The general that committed treason. Mark Milley committed treason. Treason. It is 100% treason. He should be tried for treason. In fact, if these pardons are total bullshit, the auto pen pardons, I want them to pull him and say, no, we're going to bring you back into the military, and we are going to have a court-martial under treason. Remember, Mark Milley went behind the President of the United States back and was talking to communist Chinese leaders and military, telling them stuff that Trump was even thinking about or planning or in case of, and going, I will warn you guys, treason. Donald Trump said, pull these soldiers out of these countries. Mark Milley lied right to the president, said, yes, we're doing it, put paperwork in front of the president to say they were removing troops when Mark Milley wasn't doing it. Mark Milley is a piece of shit, and he has, yes, in my opinion, I don't have to say it in my opinion, he's committed treason. It's clear as hell. He committed treason. But she's going to stand Mark Milley up as the paragon of virtue, because there's nothing in there except hate in her. All she does is hate, 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 hate. She hates Trump, and she don't like white people in general. So, yeah, Mark Milley's her hero. Let that sink in.
His former chief of...
Sorry, another couple minutes here, and I'll catch up in the chat a little bit. But I am seeing some of you guys that's why I'm laughing tonight. You guys are posting some good stuff going on there. And you're entertaining each other. That's good, but let it flow. If you're going to get too nasty, go over to Rumble and do it. YouTube does have limits.
Staff says he's a fascist, and the things he's doing, masked men snatching people.
Remember, Donald Trump was elected. That's not fascism. That's the democracy you said you love so much.
Off the street, not even showing any identification as law enforcement.
Let me ask you a question.
Men dragging women,
Let me ask you a question.
Children into vans. Fascism.
You've made this point.
Up. I will stand by that any day.
Let me ask you a question about immigration, because it's a very interesting topic at the moment, as you rightly observe. What are the fruit you eat to stay healthy?
I'm going to mute here while he's doing his MCT oil. By the way, if you like Dr. Gundry MCT oil or you're curious, please check it out. Piers could use it and use his link there. It is in his description. All right. Joy Reid, by her own standards then, every single leftard that goes around in their black jammies with face masks on is a fascist. even if they say they're anti-fascist, we're Antifa. By Joy Reid's own standards, they are all fascists, going around doing fascist crap, attacking people, hiding their faces, and unlike the police, they don't even have stuff to say police, ATF, ICE, or their badges and ID cards out. And why do the police have the badges and ID cards out and certain stuff? Because they don't want to mistake each other for somebody bad. But yeah, so even by her own terms.
As somebody who is an exceptional alien, is how it's described on my visa to the United States, but I have a home in Los Angeles, and I love America. I've lived and worked there for 20 years. My view is that most Americans, I think instinctively, do not have a problem with the principle of deporting undocumented workers who commit crimes in the United States. Would you have a problem with that as a policy?
As a policy, if people get a hearing and they go through a process.
You don't get a hearing if you're here illegally automatically. It's not what happens. You come in illegally, you leave the same way. You are owed the same thing. And this bullshit, because she wants to put this bullshit. Everybody wants asylum. Bullshit. Because your country's shittier than ours is automatically not a reason for asylum. Plus asylum laws. Worldwide asylum laws, you go to the first nation first. Not travel around the country or across 5 other countries first to come here. They break every bit of asylum law. They deserve no hearing. Get out. You were brought in against all American laws and immigration. You leave the same way. That's enough. And I do not know what her shirt says. Looks like it says blurred. B-L-E-R-D maybe? I don't know. That's what I thought it said, but I could be wrong. Joe would probably blame the 55% black violent crime rate on white people too. Yes, of course she would, Mag D5. Or she would just automatically say, that's not true. It's not true. No. That's the way lefties are. They think the more they shake their head and just say, no, that just makes it happen. And that why? Because that's what they got away with as kids. Have you noticed when they do that and when she pulls her shtick, it sounds like a child. Any of you that had kids out there or have kids right now, it sounds like a child having a tantrum. No. That's what it is. They're children. But yeah, I don't know if that says blurred or blurred. I don't know. I got a feeling it's black something. So I don't know. If somebody get a chance, look that up. See if that shirt, type it in, say, what does a shirt that says B-L-E-R-D mean? Or B-L-O-R-D or B-L-A-R-D? If you guys get a chance, post that in the chat. Because I don't know what it says either. Mag D5, my first captain at the academy, was a black female that definitely didn't get her position on performance. We can be very politically incorrect here and say, I'll say it, 99.99% of all the females in the military did not get their rank because of their great capabilities. If they made it through boot camp at all, then 99.99% of them were there because of their gender, because they were let through. Because we lowered standards. And because while a guy's out getting bullets through his body or limbs blown off, she's in the carpool or the taxation company or sending Band-Aids over to him, and he comes home, he's a sergeant, and she's a colonel. Yeah, So I have a problem with that. All right. She had a lot of the same attitude as Joy. I avoided her like the plague. Yeah, man, Mag D5. I could see why you would do that. I have a lot of friends who are ex-military, and they are not. They could tell you stories. I bet Mag D5 has a lot more, but... Yeah, one of them was a training sergeant, and he can tell you a lot of stories how they had to change things and let the women through. It's a little bit crazy. So yeah, some I don't see Joy being too intelligent. Well, she's not. She says everybody else is obsessed with race, but everything she's talking about is race. She's said so many racial terms right now, it's crazy. Everything is race. She's outright lied about Trump. Everything to her is race. She is what the rest of the world is. I'm sorry. The overwhelming majority of our planet is brown people, and a lot of those countries are extremely racist to white people. She is no different. And this is the world is minority white. So we are the true minority. So you need to start hammering on that. People like Joy Reid picking on white people are the racists. They're keeping the whitey down. White people aren't allowed to have their own few countries. Oh no, you got to brown them up or you're a racist. But you don't have to white up the brown countries, which is most of the planet. Just saying. By the way, you think it's a coincidence that most of the brown countries are kind of shitholes? Not all, but most? Let's just saying. Just, oopsie, math? Damn. All right. Okay. Jay Watterson posts here. Blurred is a marketing services and technology company created by black nerds. Oh, God. Well, I was right. I said it would be black something. I knew it would be black something. Imagine if you had one that said, like, Word, W-H-E-R-D, Word, white people, technology company. Oh, my God, she'd have a cow. It's only okay. It's like the shirts. African, proud black person, proud of being black. Black and proud, all that clothing you can wear if you're black. But if you're white, you don't see a lot of white and proud. I love being white, because God forbid, that's racist. Almost makes me want to go. Almost makes me want to go buy a shirt that says Black Pride or something, or Black and Proud, and wear it. Blurred.com. Oh no. Pull that up over here and take a look at this. I would recommend to any of you to open that up over there and see what it looks like to you. Oh my God. Oh no. What am I talking about, Jay Watterson? What do you mean? What am I talking about? Oh my. Oh my. 6 years of pushing our limits together. Oh, wow. Okay, Blurred is a marketing services technology company created by black nerds. That sounds racist. Wonder what their hiring practices are. Since 2019, we've been providing authenticity to brands wanting to connect with the rising millennial and Gen Z multicultural market. They just barely skirted being openly racist. Barely. Oh my God, they have an AI. Blurred AI. Smart, seamless event engagement. And I'll bet that thing's racist as hell. Whoa! Boy, everything in it is extremely, well, that's interesting. Okay, thank you. With that nose, she thinks she snorts Viagra. Hey, low be it to me to pick on somebody's nose. Trust me, I am a friggin' human lawn dart. So, it's a good thing I never developed a cocaine addiction. Whoa! I'd have been broke in the first 20 minutes. Act like they're only enslaved people. Oh, yeah. Well, of course, Bunny. There was never any white slaves, Asian slaves. You know, nobody ever did any of that. It was all the whites people. There wasn't, 50,000 years of slavery before white people even popped up around the planet. I mean, strangely, never happened that, the white people just appeared in Africa and, whoa, Africa. And weird how there was already a slave trade going. Well, that's weird. There's writings from 8,000 years ago or more about slave trades. Weren't a lot of crackers wandering in those parts of the world. So I'm just saying. So, yeah. Oh, I got it, Jay Watterson. Ha! Sometimes you really got to explain things to me. But yeah, I'm actually mad I missed that. If you'd have said what you're talking about, Willis, I would have got it. But yeah, I got it. I think I'm staring at too much Joy Reid. If you had a company that advertised you only hire white nerds, you would be wrong. Yeah. Well, of course, Magdy 5. That's why those lot of white shirts said white and proud of it. White power. Woohoo! Try that shit. Even Asian people don't walk around shirts. Asian pride. I mean, hell, I got my friend down the street. I mean, I'll be able to get him a shirt that says Hispanic pride. See how well that shit goes over. Dude, I swear I want to. Some of the stuff we're thinking about tonight. All right, here we go. Let's get back to the churn with this insanity. Thank you very much for looking up Blurred. I appreciate it, Jay Watterson. And checking on everybody over at Grumble. I see you guys over there. They're very quiet on Rumble. All right, Miss Snoopy. What happened to our Snoopy? Dang it, Buckle Bunny needs some Snoopy.
Sure.
All right.
But that is not what's happening.
No, I'm going to come to the next bit.
Hold on, that is not what's
Joy,
happening.
I'm going to finish my point.
It's not what's happening.
I wanted to see what you were prepared to agree with me about, because I think it's healthy to the debate, right? So we both agree about that, which is good. Now, I don't think that they should have pressed the button on deporting as many illegal immigrants who are there undocumented, but who've not committed crimes in the way that they're currently doing. That
it's a crime to come in
first of all,
illegally.
People who are in the country illegally who commit crimes and deported them. Everyone would agree with it. But I agree with you. The wholesale pulling of people off the street who may have been in America for many years, got families in America who pay taxes in America. You only have to talk to farmers.
No, we do not reward crime. Why is it an illegal comes in, sneaks in, gets away with it for 10 years? Well, they've been here for 10 years, so darn, we'll just forget that crime. Yet, if you rob a bank, or you're out driving, you've been drinking, and God forbid you hit somebody, you get away, and 10 years later they find you, then going, oh, darn, shucky darn, but you committed this crime or robbed this bank 10 years ago, so we're just going to let it go. That's not the way it works. You do not get to profit from your crimes. And by the way, 10 years of it, you've been continually committing a crime, every bit of it. There are laws for that. Like how they filed 34 felonies on Trump. Every single day, by technical law, every single day you are here is committing a crime. But hey, if it's illegals, forget the crime. Americans, though, they'll hold you to it, and lefties are real good at that. Joy wouldn't say, forgive you, but she will the illegals.
Understand the devastating impact this may have. So on that, I would agree with you. But I also think that, and I hope you would agree, that Donald Trump has pretty much stopped completely the number of people coming over the southern border illegally. And under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, over a 4-year period, as many as 10 million people are believed to have come over the...
It's more. It's 30 million. Stop reducing it. And Piers Morgan's been one of those god dang pundits out there reversing the number. It's 30 million illegals. They've been reducing this shit, and I'm tired of it. It's not. It's at least 20 million, upwards of 30. Stop this 10 million bullshit, Piers.
The southern border illegally. Now, you must surely think that the Trump way of
She's
securing
smirking.
the southern border is better for the United States than the Biden way.
First of all, if those are Donald Trump's numbers about how many people came in over the southern border, I don't buy them at all.
What numbers do you...
That is the Border Patrol's numbers. And it's not 10 million. She's now going to act like 10 million is too high. We know how many it was. The Border Patrol says at least 20 million. Then they talk about another 10 million or so that were just not counted getaways or they saw them in the distance. It's not 10 million. She doesn't even think 10 million came in. Bullshit, and she knows she's lying. And as for whether she's connection with Blurred, I'm betting she's involved in it. She is a rich, lefty, black person, and I'm betting she's involved in the company. Big time. I'm betting they're helping her run her podcast, too. You want to bet if you look under the hood of her podcast on her new show she's trying to do, what do you want to bet? You look under the hood of that, Blurred is involved. And as for Jimmy, I don't know if they re-elect Beetlejuice, but I bet they elect somebody just as bad as Brandon. Yeah, as Brandon Johnson. But now we got Pritzker's running again, too. You know, he's really trying to do some illegal shit again in this state and just got caught trying to launder about $500 million. But Chicago will elect these lefties. So I am still going to be held a prisoner until I can escape to Iowa. So, yeah. So, subscribe to my channel so I can get super chats so you can help me get out of Illinois. There we go. Save me. Please save me. Oh, God. Hey, Ryan, what's up, buddy? Joy Reid is perhaps the most poisonous person in all of American media. Yeah. 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 I agree. She's horrid. She's horrendous. We're only 13 minutes into this. We may not do all this because we can't even go. She can't go more than a minute without doing something racist. So now anybody that didn't see this today knows why I was losing my mind. I'm trying to fix my dad's van, and I'm listening to this, and I'm like, geez Louise.
Anything Donald Trump said.
What numbers do you buy?
And let me go on.
It's not Donald Trump. It's the government.
Let's just say it was.
Well, Joy, how many do you think it was?
No, let's just say I'm going to stipulate to you. Let's just say
she won't answer.
People. Are you asking your viewers to believe that 10 million people were in the country raping and robbing rather than working on farms, working on construction?
False equivalency. False equivalency. See what they do? Do you really expect us to believe 10 million people are here diddling our women and kids and doing illegal stuff? One, yes, every one of them did illegal shit. They came here illegally. And then there's tons of other illegal shit they've done while they're here. So yes, but no, that's their equivalency. They try to make this false bullshit. Well, now, you really think everybody is doing this crazy stuff with kids and girls? We never said everybody was doing that. But they're illegals. Get out.
No, I didn't say that.
We have to recall that so again, being in the United States without documents is a civil offense. It is not a felony. And so the reality is, if it was 10 million people, we have to ask ourselves, what is the pull? America has always run, from the time that people who looked like me were enslaved, on cheap labor, on free labor to start itself as an...
come on, say it with me, guys. Somebody beat me to it in the chat. Come on. Come on. What she just said. Somebody in the chat's got to beat me to it. Come on. Oh, I'll give you another couple seconds and I'm going there. I'm going there. Somebody in the chat better beat me to this. Okay, lady. That's it. No, I am drinking Ghost. This is made by Anheuser-Busch show. Yeah, Ghost energy drinks made by Anheuser-Busch. Dude. She just said, ever since the time of my Browns, people were enslaved. By the way, she admitted she's an immigrant here. Her parents were. She was never here for slavery then. If her parents immigrated here, she was never around for slavery. She needs to stop talking about my kind. Wrong. If you're one generation past here, you were never around for that shit. So one, that's stupid. Two, hey, Joy, which party was the party of slavery? Which party right now loves having illegals here to pick their strawberries and clean their gutters? Oh, it's Democrats. Democrats are the party of slavery then and now. They love this slave class here that gets no rights, that gets paid a couple bucks under the table compared to an American, that can take American jobs. They need them to fold their laundry. She was never part of the slavery thing. Sounds like none of her family was. She admitted a little bit ago, her parents were immigrants here. Bitch. Got a lot to say when her family never invested anything here in that. By the way, think about this. America's so racist. Her parents immigrated here. She is then first generation American here, and she's a millionaire. Yes, we're so racist. She goes around spewing hatred about white people, and she's a liar on TV, and she's a millionaire. Yes, we're super racist, Joy. Hey, I got an idea, Joy. Ask your mom and dad why they never went back to the country they came from. Just asking. And why don't you go there? Check it out. Maybe hunt for a place to live there. Oh, black people build America. Yeah. Which is stupid because if you look at how many black slaves there were and how few white people had slaves, black people did not build America. Did they pick some crops? Yep. But they really didn't build America. Did they repair some shoes? Yep. Didn't really build America. Sorry, Joy. I'm sorry, that's not a Joy thing to say, is it? Sorry, I keep flashing back to Demolition Man, where that guy puts in that money for the daily affirmation. You're a joy person, and you inspire joy feelings in everybody around you. Oh, I kept seeing that in my head every time I hear her name, thinking Demolition Man. Oh no, that's a movie where the white guy beats up the black guy. Damn it. Urbexy just got it. Oh my God, Urbexy. Please tell me you're joking. Maybe it's an American thing. We all saw that right away, what blurred meant. It's starting to make sense now. No, if I get any blood in my caffeine system, I'm an unhappy camper. Americans have no rights in other countries. Oh no, let's not go there again. Oh, but don't you know she's the inheritor of white supremacy? Yeah, oh, Ryan. Yeah, that's one of them terms, isn't it? All right, forging on. By the way, I recommend y'all get your own type of drink, because this stuff gets painful. Whether it's caffeine or alcohol, whichever's your help. Whoa, I cannot say that one. Everyone immigrated to America if you're not Native American. Actually, Buana, welcome. I'm not even going to try to say that last one because I'm too dumb to do it. I have no problems with English, and holy crap, I don't know what heritage that is, but damn. Everybody immigrated to America. Even the Native Americans came across the land bridge. Sooner or later, you look back, every single person's an immigrant. Almost everybody. Except maybe in some parts of deep Africa where humanity was created, or popped up, whatever you want to believe, I don't know. But even the Native Americans, you go back far enough, they immigrated here too. Which brings up my old-time question you guys have heard me say before. How long do you have to be in a country before you are native? Is there a cutoff date? I mean, I'm just saying. Even the Native Americans aren't originally from America. They came across the land bridge when it was still here. So, okay, let's move on. Welcome, by the way. Buana, I appreciate you coming in and throwing out a really good, honestly, it's a good comment. It is. A lot of people really think that. You really do. All right, Ryan, last one I'll read and we'll get back to this. Bro, genetic studies that are out prove most Native American tribes were immigrants. Exactly. Ryan was going there where I was. Yes, Ryan, you're right. They have traced the genetics to many parts of the world, and they walked across on the land bridge when it was there. All right, here we go, everybody. Let's go. See how much more of this we can make it through. When you guys need me to call Uncle, let me know. Holy crap.
Empire, and then on a constant pull of cheaper and cheaper labor. That is a pull that is pulling people over. And then, of course, there's the push of the destabilization in Central and South American countries.
Not our problem.
That push-pull is a fact of life. And it was a fact of life when Donald Trump was president the first time.
But what's that got to do with how many come over the southern border illegally?
The difference is now, if you let's say where you end all undocumented migration to the United States.
Yes.
All that would do is put a burden on the pull part of it, because you have industries that desperately rely on farm labor, on construction labor,
but why shouldn't you have a system?
Then they should hire Americans. I've told many times, I grew up working on farms in my area. Detasseling, cleaning out stalls, putting up hay bales in a loft. Everybody I know around that area still says they wish they could get their kids those jobs, but there's a lot of non-English speaking people out there getting paid barely anything to do it, while their kids are stuck with no jobs out in the country now because there aren't a lot of Mickey D's or Casey's General Stores to work at for everybody out there. Farm jobs were it. So why this dumb witch says, but they must have the illegals or else their strawberries won't get picked. Our strawberries got picked before we got buried in the illegals, folks. We've had strawberries here for a long time. The illegal alien problem became really big in just the last 40 years or so. We had strawberries past that. We had plenty of good farm workers. I mucked out pig stalls enough where I could still smell that smell the next day. And I did that work. Many people would still do that work if it paid something even entry level. So she automatically is saying how much she hates Americans. So she's automatically saying Americans are lazy. She's already called Americans racist. Now she's calling them lazy. lazy pieces of crap that if we don't have the amazing immigrants, Americans can't do nothing. Idiot. All right, let me check you guys. Actually, I'm just going to go back into this. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Woof.
Okay, but why? Okay, but Joy, why
raising it to 0 does nothing to change my life.
Joy,
for the better.
why shouldn't
But what
people?
it's done
You're
is
rich.
Why
having
shouldn't people? Let me,
I'm trying to let this play, but every time she can't open her mouth without saying stupid shit. Cutting immigration to 0 doesn't affect my life any. No, because you're a multi-millionaire who, if we cut the illegals, you could fire Juan and Pablo and you know, Juanita, and you could actually hire Americans, no problem. It doesn't affect you. It affects us. That is her rich bias. She's rich. She's above us. Fuck you. She doesn't care about you. She only cares about, hey, I'm rich. It doesn't affect me no matter what. That is the lefty opinion. They're all haughty. They are the high society, the rich, the powerful. And they go, I don't give a shit. Yeah, they don't give a shit about you, me, and everybody's average job, average life. What happening to our kids around these people doesn't matter if they can't find jobs, housing, anything else. She doesn't care because she is rich. That's it right there. I am really trying to let this play, guys. I really will. I will not, no matter what stupidity she says, I will not stop this just right away. And I think I'm handling my fair use extremely well. I've out-talked them.
Ask you, why shouldn't people do what I had to do when I wanted to live and work in America?
No,
I mean, just go
follow
through
law.
a proper process and get accepted to be allowed to come into the United States. That is how a normal, well-controlled border works. So what you seem to be suggesting is that because America's economy needs a lot of workers, we should simply have a system where anyone can come in. And if that's not your belief, then how would you regulate the southern border?
I'm going to say to you that if the policy were applied the same across the board, that would be one thing. It's not. Marco Rubio's grandfather didn't do it the right way. He overstayed an order of deportation, stayed anyway, and was allowed to remain in the country. Elon Musk's brother says, and Elon Musk disputes it, but Elon Musk's brother said they overstayed their student visa, started a business which would have been illegal for someone on a student visa, were allowed to stay. They are white migrants, and somehow that was okay. What we're seeing
Racist.
is a selective enforcement of this outrage. If the person is brown, they need to be rounded up and put into quote-unquote alligator Alcatraz, a concentration camp in Florida. If the person
It's not a concentration camp. They showed it inside. It's no different than any other detention center in prison. It's very nice. It's clean. And honestly, I'm a dick. It's a lot nicer than I think it should be. That's the way I feel. Hear all the racist shit she's saying. By the way, quick one for Urbexy. He says most Americans will be 5th or 6th generation. Actually, no. I actually did a quick look up. Considering the first significant wave of European immigration began around the 17th century, and including an average generation length of 25 years, there have been approximately 10 to 12 generations of Europeans in the United States. So even if you X that up to a bigger generational number of 40, you're at least 8 to 10 years of generations in America. So I ask again, how many generations do you have to be somewhere before you're considered a native of that? Just saying. All right. Let's see. What's that? Lion, do corporations want to pay $4 an hour to pick strawberries? Americans would pick fruit, but not for the immigrant. Yeah, 100%, Buana. I've just said that. I said they should be forced to pay that. I grew up working on farms. And while I wasn't making shitloads of money, I was still, when you're a 15-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid, damn right. He's handing it. My parents signed a document for me and my brother to work where we started paying taxes at 15 years old because you could do that, and he was paying us above the board. We were paid money. Here's your check. And we were actually my parents signed documents that showing we could work. And yes, he had rules. You can only work a certain amount because of laws for people that age. Not saying sometimes he wouldn't ask if we wanted to fudge it off, if we wanted to make a little extra money. Tell you what, I'd be like, damn right, dude. I want to save for a car. my crappy old $300 truck and my first truck. So yeah, Buana, I agree, but a lot of companies, it's time to get back to them paying American wages. Americans will do these jobs. I've used this example before. There were some meat processing plants. They went in and raided them and got the illegals out. And they're like, oh my God, who's going to do the work? Holy crap, it's going to decimate the industry. They had a job fair. People were showing up like crazy. American citizens were lining up for these jobs. They had a lefty reporter down there asking, why? Why are you here for this? Because this pays $20 an hour. Now they can't do it for illegal. $20 an hour. And in some of them, that was the same wage you were paying the illegals. That was illegal aliens keeping Americans from getting jobs. Because the illegals don't get the bennies, don't have to pay Social Security taxes on illegals. They were still making, even they were still paying the same wage to the illegals, they got off by not paying all the government benefits and all the other governmental stuff to these illegals. And no insurance. You can't have insurance on an illegal alien. Oh! So they displaced tons of Americans. So Americans will do the job. Oh, Buana, I thank you very much. I appreciate that. And welcome. And Buana, hey, I know you, if you're new here, let me tell you, we don't always agree. We've had some good discussions against each other here. So do not feel you always have to agree. Hell, you can address people's comments in the chat. In fact, I recommend people do that. You see a comment in the chat from somebody else you want to just talk about, feel free. Reference each other and talk to each other. Anybody I recommend come here, feel free to chat freely. Agree with me, disagree. You are going to disagree with me. Ask everybody in the chat. You're going to disagree because I'm a crazy dude. But I think we all should be able to discuss. So no matter which side of the spectrum you're on, all I ask is if we can discuss. All right. Let's see. Jimmy, I worked cleanup nights at a sawmill, 15, only supposed to work 20 hours. We put over 40, yeah. And I'm not going to say that. Well, he's long gone. Walter Ford was a great old man. And he'd go, hey, you hit your hours. You guys need to punch out and go. Then he'd be like, you guys want to do a little, hey, we got some more hay bales maybe put up. You want to do a little, I'll give you that. Yeah, hells yeah. That's right there, man. That's America. That's Americans. We've worked hard. First car owned age 60 was 69 Chevy Impala 4-door. Wow. Mine was a 73 GMC 3/4 ton pickup truck, baby blue and rust. Cost me $300. I drove so bad, it wandered all over the road when I'm trying to get it home, and I had to use a gas tank and put in a plastic tank in the bed to run fuel to the carburetor to get it home. Yep, that was my first baby, and I loved her. All right, back to the insanity.
Is white, we let them start a business and become Elon Musk. What's happening is that Stephen Miller has said he wants 3,000 people a day.
We need at least that.
He has said he doesn't care where they have
to
get them.
We need 13,000 a day.
ICE going into Home Depot. He wants them going on construction sites, going on to farms, and dragging brown people and into detention. They're putting people in private prisons that are unregulated by the federal government. We've heard stories of people eating rotten food.
Show me.
To use
but you still haven't told me.
Show me. She says, we've heard. See how words. I always say, watch them words. She's saying shit with no proof. And then she go, well, I didn't say I had proof. I heard. This is the bullshit lefties pull. I heard. We've all heard these stories. Then you catch them later. Well, I didn't say I knew. I didn't say I had proof. I said I heard it. That's her saying bullshit to the lefty smooth brains. They will go, oh my God, Trump is doing this private jail stuff. Show me. Trump is giving them rotten food. Show me. She's talking to the smooth brains, the ones programmed by MSNBC for 10 years that Donald Trump is worse than Hans Gruber and Megamind put together. Yeah, maybe worse than the Predator itself.
I mean, what you would do.
For the restroom. And so the reality is what we have right now is we have a system of literal terrorism against brown migrants simply because Stephen Miller does not want them in the country.
As you know,
no, simply because we voted for it.
Not all brown, as you know.
We voted for it.
The vast majority are.
Well, but you haven't answered my question also. If you were
That's
running the
problem.
southern border, if you were in charge, if you were the border czar.
Why is it America's so racist, but all the brown people want to come here? The brown people are fighting to get into this amazingly racist country. And by the way, it seems like a brown person problem to me. Well, most of them are brown. She just admitted it. Most of them are brown. Well then, bitch, gets rid of your whole argument. If most of the illegals here are brown, of course you're going to be rounding up more brown people. She just caused her own bullshit right there to go down in the tubes.
What would you do? Would you let them all in?
I would kumbaya.
Or would you stop
I'm rich.
some of them coming in?
The first thing that I would do is to look at some of the actual legislation that's been put on the table before. You have a very...
All right, Mag D5, come on. You saw that on this channel. You saw that on this channel. I played that video. Played it one night. Actually, 2 nights. She left, and oh my God, all this stuff's getting stolen. I hate being here. I'm going to have to go back to America. Yeah, we played it.
Very small number of immigration judges who deal with people who are presenting themselves for asylum, which, by the way, is perfectly legal.
No,
it is
not the
legal
whole world
to
gets
present yourself
asylum.
for asylum.
No.
But there are scarcely any judges doing that.
There are only certain criteria where you can claim asylum. 99 actually it's around 78% of all these people coming in, automatically their claims are bullshit. Well, my country's economy is worse. That's not a reason. Well, my house roof leaks. My car tires wear funny. Those aren't reasons for asylum. The reasons for asylum are very narrow. And we can tell right away that most of them it's bullshit. So no, we don't have to give everybody a judge hearing. You sneak in here, get the fuck out, come at the front door, and then we'll give you a hearing. In line, then we don't need more judges. The judges will see you in order. Now, oh my God, we brought in 30 million illegals. Now, each of them needs a court hearing. Means you will never, ever get them out. Take 30 million, even a 10-minute court hearing. Do that math. Never get them out, and that's why she's saying this. They didn't give a fuck about the laws bringing them in. Didn't give a fuck about doing it properly. Nothing bringing them in. But now something going out there, we have to follow laws. Weird how that works. That's lefties. We love democracy till we lose. Whoa. We love democracy till we lose. And we love laws only when we can apply it to other people. They're going against what we want.
That work multiple times. Bipartisan, members of Congress, the House and Senate, have tried to pass legislation that would increase the number of those judges. If you actually had enough people to adjudicate asylum cases at the border, it would make that easier. I've actually been to the southern border and looked at the process and looked at the previous version of detention that Donald Trump did in his first term. First of all, it was
Barack
horrific,
Obama did that.
Barack
Obama did it.
It was abusive even then to children.
Barack Obama did it.
He
bought the cages.
Barack Obama's deportation program.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that Barack Obama made some compromises that I do not think were morally sound in order to try to lure Republicans into doing the immigration reform.
Do you know how many people he deported?
Since Marco Rubio joined the Gang of Eight.
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, why don't you guess?
Oh, why are you mad about it?
I don't know and don't care.
Well,
you tell me.
You don't know and you don't.
That sounds racist. So if it's a black president, we didn't see court injunctions. We didn't see everybody throwing a fit. We didn't see people attacking ICE. Sounds like they're racist. If it's a brown president does it, it's okay to deport. Now, if a white guy does it, oh, holy shit. End of the world. End of the world. Oh, Jay Watterson. Jay Watterson. Buckle when he was working, making less than $4 an hour. Well, all right, Buckle Bunny's not gonna be my friend in a minute. But Bunny, back then you could buy a new car for $800. Bunny's gonna be right now flipping off the screen. I'm not that old. What did Hans Gruber do? Tell me you believe the Nakatomi hoax. Hans Gruber was persecuted. Mag D5, 100%. U.S. is such a bad place as she claims. Why are so many illegals wanting to stay here? Not only that, why are so many brown ones wanting to come here? America's so racist. America's the most racist country in the world. Why do all the brown people want to go to it? You think you'd be going, no. Let's go to this place over here where they're not racist and they don't hate brown people. No, we're all gonna go to the country where they hate brown people. And give us $8,000 a month in free money. plus hotel rooms and free food and whatever else. Free medical and free cell phones. Yeah, racist, aren't we? Oh, poor Hans Gruber. Mississippi sheriffs were arrested for taking bribes to falsify asylum reports. Yep, I remember that, Jimmy. Yep. There were also some immigration officers got in trouble doing that.
Don't care. You've just given me...
Because it's not the issue.
Hang on.
It is an issue.
Hang on, Joy. You've just given me... Joy.
Joy. The point
He just starts saying it. Watch this.
Barack
Watch this.
Obama was not dragging women and
let me finish. You've just...
nursing
Joy.
He's going to keep doing it.
Joy. You've just given me...
I'm sure going to...
I hate her name more.
You've just given me
but it's not my main issue. My main issue is that what we're seeing...
I'm trying to finish my sentence. You've just given me a lengthy monologue attacking Donald Trump's aggressive deportation policy. And I've simply said to you, there was a Democrat, a black Democrat president.
Didn't give a shit then. Where was all the injunctions?
8 years. I'm simply asking, given that you're obviously all over every detail of the Trump deportation policy, and given you were on the airwaves in America on a daily basis through Obama's tenure, how many people did he deport in 8 years?
I do not know. You'll tell me. I'm sure.
How many?
Have a guess.
But it's probably more than 1 million people. I'm quite certain.
How does she not know this? She was on the news during Obama's, term, all 8 years. How many shows did she bitch about that back then? Did she call Barack Obama a fascist? No. She's just been busted in her shit. Now she's going to walk around in circles like crazy trying to dig out of this.
Because I think each 2 million.
Right, it was 3 million.
Okay, and your point being what?
My point being, are you as shocked by that as you are claiming to be by Trump? If you're stressed about back taxes...
All right, so... Woo-hoo-wee. Oh, man. Yeah. This is insanity. She's caught right there again. For all the crap, anything you say about Piers Morgan, he's caught her a bunch of times here. Hoisted her by her own petard. Which I want to know what a petard is. But hoisted her by it, painful as that sounds, and now she's running around in circles. Well, I don't care. Don't care. That's their answer. When you catch the lefty, I don't care. Or they'll switch to another topic. They'll switch right away. They jump around. I know as I got... Once again, family members like that, and you catch them, and they, well, what about? Well, no, we're going over here. No, answer over here. And they'll finally say, like she did, I don't care. She just admitted her own bias.
Brown. That are shocking. Wait a minute. Can I answer your question?
The majority were brown.
One moment. It is not deportation in and of itself that is what is shocking to people. There are two things that are shocking. Number one, well, I'll do three. One, it is not deportation to...
See her thinking about that? She had to... shit, where do I go with this? She's about to say something stupid.
Render someone to a third-party country they have no connection to.
I agree.
Rendering people to El Salvador is shocking.
And that's what...
They have no connection here. She says it's bad to render these illegal aliens to a third-party country, which the Supreme Court said Trump can do. I like it. Because you want to talk about another way to warn illegals, don't come here. Because you think your country's bad. We're going to find the biggest shithole in the world, and we're going to send you there. And then you enjoy getting back across the planet to your own country, which is suddenly going to look a whole frig load better. So she is all saying right away, by the way, I stopped it with a perfect crazy look on her face. Lady, these people have no connection to America. There are people here waving Viva la Mexico and yelling, long live Venezuela. Tell me how these people have a connection to America. They have as much connection to Zimbabwe as they do America. They are waving Viva la Mexico flags. Show me the connection to America. The only connection they have is they vacuum your carpet and you're happy with not having to pay them even a teeny bit more of your wealth. They have no connection to America except they came here illegally. And we've given them money and let them here too long. You've overstayed your welcome. You've eaten my food out of my fridge and pissed on my carpet and messed up my backyard, whatever. You drove my truck and didn't put gas in it too many times. Get out. They have no connection to America. Or they'd be flying, how about American flags? Oh my God. You should have to like America to be in it. If you're an immigrant, yeah. You don't come in going, yeah, I'm in America. I hate America. Yeah, get the fuck out. Get out. Go away. Bye-bye. Don't let that border door hit you on the ass on the way out. Dude, we need one of those in the wall. I want a big border door that goes flip, flap, 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 and slaps them in the ass.
That's why
That
he's
was
coming
not
back.
done by Biden.
That's why that
It
guy's
was
come
not done
back.
by George W. Bush. All right, so that is shocking.
Yeah.
Number two,
That's why he came
She didn't know that? Shows her bias. She didn't know, supposedly. By the way, how many of Obama's 3 million got court hearings? Look it up. It's almost none.
Deporting. Well, that's only one person. They deported more
But
than
the
200
case you're talking
people
about, he's come back.
to that gulag. Yes, but they deported more than 200 people, 70% of whom CBS has determined had no criminal record
But why
whatsoever.
are you changing the
No, they
subject
wouldn't,
on
Bunny.
Obama's deportation
No,
policy?
She just lied again. So you can't even play this. She keeps lying. It shows that the overwhelming majority of them have no criminal record. As soon as you came here, you broke the law. As soon as you came here and you stayed every day, that is a crime. Hey, Donald Trump committed 34 felonies. They took the same little misdemeanor, amped it up to felony, and then said that, hey, every piece of paper is a different felony. Every little piece of paper in this sheath is another felony. No different here, lady. And you're right, Bunny, she would not. This is the same thing when they sent all the illegals to the rich person island. And all of a sudden they're like, shit, gotta get them out of here. They had the military there. Had all the illegals rounded up and shipped out in like 24 hours. Yeah. So she's one of those people. I love the illegal. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not in my building. No. No. Yeah, she don't want them there. She don't give a shit. She already said, doesn't affect me. She said that a while ago. Doesn't affect her because she's rich. Because they don't get to live in her area. We already saw what happened. Sent them to the rich person island. Holy shit, get out. Military was called in. Imagine if Trump called in the military in LA to get rid of the illegals. They'd shit kittens, but hey, send them to a rich person island. Holy crap. Military.
Telling you the three things that are shocking are not deportations themselves. It's deporting
Agreed,
people,
Jay
number
Watterson.
one, to third-party countries like the Sudan, where they have no ties whatsoever, simply for the cruelty of doing it, essentially paying
Okay,
third-party
but I
countries
asked you
to
about
take them.
your
Number
response to
one.
Obama.
Number two,
Obama deported
what's
more
also
people
shocking,
than any
but with a
president in
process,
American
if
history.
someone receives Piers, my family are immigrants. If there's the deportation process, at the end of that adjudication, you are deemed to be deportable and need to be
But you're
deported.
missing my
That's a
point, Joy.
process.
Boy, I'm trying
what's shocking.
I'm trying
So
to
Barack
politely
Obama
ask
having
you,
a
do you
process is
condemn?
different
He didn't have a
from-
process. He did not do 3 million deportation hearings. Because back then, Barack Obama still had enough of a brain to know that you come here illegally, we don't owe you these things. That is stupid. That's like me robbing a bank, then getting caught, but I still get to keep the money. That's stupid.
we're
But
seeing now.
here's my point. In the interest of fairness, do you condemn Barack Obama's deportation policy, given that he deported more people? Let me finish. More people than any American president in history in his 8
What
years.
an absolutely disingenuous argument,
Wow.
Piers. Because what people
Wow.
are yes. No, I'm gonna
Facts
explain
heard.
if you'll
You
allow
didn't
me.
even know how
It is
many he deported.
disingenuous because I just said that first of all, I think it was a moral compromise that I disagree with vehemently
A moral
that Barack
compromise.
Obama made to try to lure Republicans who were
If Republicans do it, they're fascists. If Barack Obama does, is a moral compromise.
If you are rendering people with no process, if you are rendering them to third parties, and if you are kidnapping them off the streets,
Yeah.
as if this is 1930s Germany or
Woo!
South Africa in the 1980s, yeah, that is what I find
We are a third-party country. Most of these people have no connection to us.
Trump is
Okay.
doing is a moral horror.
I'm going to speed this up. I'm just going to mute and keep talking. How's that? Obama actually had kids in cages. Yes,
More
Obama
people
created
than
those
Trump.
kids in cages.
And most of them were
Was there
brown.
She tried blaming the kids in cages on Trump a little bit ago. And I screamed right then, Obama built those cages. Those facilities Trump used were all built and used by Obama. But they didn't give a shit when Obama did it. This is her blatant racism and hatred right there on display for you. So let me know if you like this better. I'll just keep it playing mute once in a while and talk. How's that? Let me know thumbs up if you like that or if you want me to actually pause it and talk. Down means pause it and talk. Thumbs up means just mute it and talk.
Obama's policy was
apparently
too.
the policy here.
That's what Obama's policy was too.
No, it was not. And there was no rendering of people.
As we sit
there was
here,
a process for deportation.
as we sit here,
and you know that it's material.
As we sit here, Obama deported more people pro rata per year than Trump has ever done.
How many did he render to a third party? How many did he render to a third party? Because what he's also doing...
She danced away. She danced away from the court hearing. She knows they did not have 3 million plus court hearings for these people. She knows now it's render third party. That's her last bastion to stand on.
Got brown skin. He's not a fascist. Is that your policy?
Well, that's your simplistic, racialized way of looking at it. Because
yours
that is
about
what you're
Trump.
doing on this show.
It's yours about Trump.
Of course it is. No,
let's move on.
Caught by her own racism again.
I want to spend the whole time talking about this.
Person that behaves the way he does, trying to take people's citizenship away, denaturalizing. That's Idi Amin behavior. There's a black fascist that you can compare him to.
Okay, let's move on to. I want to just play a clip of when you lost your job at MSNBC.
All right, but yeah, 100% okay, so you like that. Yeah, the Martha's Vineyard, I didn't want to say it at first, but yeah, Martha's Vineyard was a total, that shows you the lies of the left. We love them, we want them. Oh shit, not in my here. NIMBY, not in my backyard. No. Yeah, military. I can't say that enough. They called in the military to remove them from Martha's Vineyard. Insanity, guys. By the way, guys, I do listen to the chat. If you guys want to keep playing some more of this, how about this? If you want to keep playing more of this, give me one flip. If you want to stop and talk about something else, I do have a few things we could talk about. Give me a flip and a flop. So I will wait and just talk. I can do that. One flip means keep playing. A flip and a flop means move on to something else. How's that? I hope I said that right both times. Her constant talking over him. Yes. I mean, how many times can you tell me you don't hate her name more now? Because I was listening to that earlier. And I'm trying to find the holes in my dad's tire. And I'm listening to this. Joy. And she's blah, 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 blah. Joy. And man, the name is really pissing me off. Now I really hate her name. So yeah, Jimmy, 100%, buddy. Move on. All right, Jay Watterson says move on. He's not even going to play a flip or a flop. Jay Watterson like to move on. All right. Well, hey, I was going to make sure I did what I was saying to in the stream. So let me know. Okay, we got one vote for move on. The rest of you want to go through more of it? I'm not going to go through all of it, guys. Trust me. Because they have a panel here coming up. And I was not going to go through all of it. But yeah, we can stop here. I tell you, go watch the whole interview. Honestly, watch the whole thing. It is well worth it. All right, so I'm waiting. We have one vote for move on. I don't have a lot more to talk about. We have a little bit. I have about 30 more minutes left that we can hang out here. I'm checking on everybody on Rumble. Hey, well, I see you guys over there still. Thank you for being here, Rumblers. I'm good with whatever. All right. So we have a 1-1. I need somebody to be a tie break. We have one that says move on. One that's kind of, I don't know. I need one more vote to know which way to go. How's that? Jay Watterson may have a say if you say go move against him. So watch him. All right. Actually, I'll make an executive decision. All right, you ready? We're going to move on. I do recommend, let me go here and I'll get you guys a link for this and post it in the chat. Come on, pop up. What are you doing? There we go. I'll post the thing there, the whole video so you can go look at it. Boom, boom. What's right there, dummy? I don't know why I did that, but okay. That's because I'm not very bright. Why are you doing that? I just want to copy. There we go. Boing. All right. Here is the full video for you to go watch it. No, hey, Jay Watterson, buddy. I ask for a reason. I do listen to my chat. Hell, a lot of you know I overly listen to the chat sometimes. So, okay, no, dude, I'm not going to mess with you for answering me, dude. No, you're fine. Jay Watterson. So that right there is the link. That's the link to the actual whole stream. I recommend you go watch it. You will hate her name even more. Play Joy. Oh, no. So we got 1 for move on, 1 for, and Bunny's in the middle. Actually, guys, I'm going to let you go watch the rest of this one yourself. Because I'm not sure I can handle much. Okay, how about this? We'll give it another 5 minutes, then we'll move on. How's that? All right, here we go. 5 more minutes when we hit this right there. Right there. The ad for the Ridge wallets he's about to play. Then we'll move on. All right, 5 minutes. No, Jimmy was a suffer. Wow, Jimmy's a masochist. All right, here we go. 5 minutes, then we'll be over.
Let's watch this.
My show had value, and that
no, it didn't.
That what I was doing had value.
No, it
value.
didn't.
And in the end, I try not to cry on TV. And whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Now, look, you're perfectly entitled to be proud of your show. Many people enjoyed your show for many years. You know, a lot of people at NBC were briefing that the reason was declining ratings post the election, the 47% decrease in your election,
That even MSNBC couldn't cover up for her racism. She said such racist shit. Even they were going, ooh, shit, ah. When MSNBC goes, ah, ah, that's when you cross the line.
ratings from pre-election. But you told Mark Lamont Hill on his show this.
After I said on my show that the reason Americans could relate to Ukrainians in a way that they didn't relate to Palestinians, that Ukrainians are white. And so watching white people get their schools bombed was, you know, hit different. That hit our ratings. I mean, it definitely, we could see the loss of white viewers from that moment that I said that. So they were like, we don't like the name calling. And also I'm a black woman. So, I mean, I'm sure it makes him angrier, you know, when I say things. Maybe because I am a global South person myself, you know, I mean, as a black person.
What the fudge does that mean? What is a global South person? What the hell does that even mean? Me being a global South person. Is that another way of saying I'm black? Is that what that is? Is that code speak for I'm black? I'm a global South person? Bitch is saying that we only got involved in Ukraine because of, oh, those are white people. No, because Biden family was buried in that son of a bitch. If Biden family had all their money in friggin' Gaza, we'd have been in Gaza. That was because the goddamn Biden family, and probably the Clintons and everybody else. It's a guess, Hillary, and I'm not going to off myself with a bow and arrow. I refuse. Holy crap. Did she say her for... Oh, Jay Watterson, I'm spreading joy. Woo!
We have a different empathy toward other global South people when they are suffering. And so we're going to come at that story from a different angle and in a different way.
You see what she just said?
Kinds of empathies. And I think that's not always received very well in the news business.
She just said that we have an empathy for other global South people. So that must be her way of saying brown people, that brown people have a different empathy for brown people. But doesn't that make her just as racist as anybody who says, well, there are white people having more sympathy for people in Ukraine? What's the difference? Let's just say, let's go by her standards. If white people were okay with being involved in Ukraine because white people, we have empathy with white people, fine. But she just admitted that as a global South person, she has more empathy for global South people. So what's the difference, Joy? Oh, the difference is white people bad. Got it. Equensa ocha. White devil. That's the whole thing. She just clearly nailed herself. And if you were listening, she admitted she is a clear racist. It's okay for white people, and not okay for white people to like white people. It's okay for global South people to love global South. Equensa ocho. By the way, hello, Casper. Hello, Chalk Demon. She don't give a rat's ass. She just admitted she is racist as hell, but it's okay for her to be racist. Not okay for white people who are the actual minorities. Black people are not minorities, neither are browns.
No, Joy.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
look.
That's where it's... Okay, we're just going to finish. Okay, yeah, we're almost there, guys, I swear. 2 minutes.
Let's be honest. I don't think you were fired after all those years because of your skin colour.
Look at her
Because
snark.
you're a black woman.
Snark.
I think you were fired because your show just got increasingly unpopular. It happens all the time in TV.
Because her show
That's
sucked.
why you got let go. Why play the race card?
The Trump hate didn't work.
First of all, I love the fact that your play the race card is your version of the race card. You literally are so fixated on trying to racialize conversations with me, Piers, that I find it actually quite charming.
You racialize more
in
conversations
your
your
I'm having
tenure
a
at
conversation with Mark Lamont Hill
MSNBC
that you're
than any
clipping bits
host
of.
in
All right,
history.
all right, Mark.
Come
All right, Piers.
on.
And the bottom line is you take an entire...
Piers, she said the phrase global South. White people only liked Ukraine because they're white, but it's okay for her to have empathy for the browns. Bitch is racist. That's the problem. Race. Everything you say is race. But then you mention it. Why are you so stuck on race? My God, why is race so important to you? She has mentioned it 1,000 times more than Piers has. Just when Piers calls her out on it, oh my God, why are you so paying attention to race all the time? Yeah.
conversation that I had with Mark Lamont Hill and pick the bits that you can racialize because this is your shtick. And I get that this
it's not,
is
you can racialize, you clearly say it.
Come on.
I get it. I understand this is your shtick, Piers. And listen, game recognizes game. I get this is
It's
your
not
game.
my shtick.
And the bottom line,
it was your
it
shtick.
is your shtick. And everyone knows that it is. Piers, we understand.
Calling lefties to task for their own words. He played her own words back, where she is saying racist shit, and automatically she says you're the racist. It's your shtick, being racist. That's your shtick. Bitch, he just did a Libs of TikTok on you. He just played back your words. It doesn't matter if he clipped that out of an interview. It doesn't matter when you said it or how many times you said it. That was racist. He gets to call it, and you don't get to say, God, you're racist for calling me on my racism. That's stupid. That's like being mad at a raccoon for having stripes. Damn raccoon, why you got them stripes? Why are you always into stripes?
More with it.
And it is so interesting to me that you yourself, as a white European, find that when people of color talk about race, that you believe
that white
is
in there.
racializing conversations. But when
I'm not into race. By the way, you white Europeans, bitch. You can't get a sentence out talking about this without race. Piers didn't. How many times has Piers gone, you know, you brown people. Bitch, you keep saying you white people, you white people, you white people. Race. My gods.
people like you fixate on, well, Barack Obama was a black president. Why don't you object to that? That is racializing a conversation about the former president of the United States. But you can't put your, and I'm sure you find that charming and funny.
I find it hilarious because you're the one. You're the one who said Donald Trump.
You and your friend Donald Trump.
You said Donald Trump is a white fascist.
Are so he is a well. I agree
And
with
yet
Mark
when Obama
Milley,
did the
who
same
was,
thing,
last time I checked, is
I'm not allowed
black.
to mention his skin
I
color.
agree with his former chief of staff, who last I checked was not black and said he's fascist. And Mark Milley said he's fascist to the core.
Mark Milley, yeah, the traitor.
So I happen to agree, and I know this is what it's important to you, with two very white gentlemen about Donald Trump's fascist tendencies.
Okay.
If that makes you sad and uncomfortable, I can't help you, Piers.
No, yes, it
There's
made me
nothing
sad
I
and
can do about
uncomfortable.
it.
I think it makes you a little bit of a hypocrite, but that's different.
Little bit.
President Trump reacted to
Little
your departure by saying, low-life chairman of Comcast, Brian Roberts, the owner of ratings-challenged NBC and MSNBC, has finally gotten the nerve up to fire one of the least talented people in television, the mentally obnoxious racist Joy Reid, based on her ratings, which were virtually non-existent. Should have been canned long ago, along with everyone else who works there. What's your response to that?
What do you think it will be? All right, there's an ad. We're done. We'll stop there. You guys go look it up. I posted the link in the chat. Feel free to go watch it. I will also try to remember to put the link in the description for this video. But damn, I thought her shtick wasn't liking the stick. Damn, Jay Waters, I couldn't say that. All right, Mag D5. The clawback bill passed just over an hour ago and on Trump's desk for a signature. Glad they aren't using the auto pen, yeah? I think that auto pen, I don't care who it is, should be outlawed. That is no, no, and no, and no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Jay Waters is gonna... Bunny, do not click on that link or anything. Don't go look up what Jay Watterson said. Oh, my God. Yeah, don't post a link for that in the chat. YouTube does have problems with that. Yeah, that would be a big no-no. Just checking on everybody on Rumble. Okay, I am paying attention to you guys. By the way, feel free to chat, or that is the link to the YouTube side if you want to come over there. But I am checking on you. I see you guys over there. All right. Why it is weird over at Rumble. Of course, if you watch some of the big YouTube channels that do both on YouTube and on Rumble at once, sometimes even the big channels, the chat is barely anything going on Rumble. You know, they got viewers, but on YouTube, it goes. People talk more on YouTube. I wouldn't, buddy. Yeah. All right, but let's move on real quick here. I got a little bit of time, so let's go. What'd you guys think of this? What'd you guys think of this here today? Now, this, we'll play it. It's short. Then we'll head on in and talk about it a little bit here.
On another note, I know that many in the media have been speculating about bruising on the president's hand and also swelling in the president's legs. So in the effort of transparency, the president wanted me to share a note from his physician with all of you today. In recent weeks, President Trump noted mild swelling in his lower legs. In keeping with routine medical care and out of an abundance of caution, this concern was thoroughly evaluated by the White House medical unit. The president underwent a comprehensive examination, including diagnostic vascular studies. Bilateral lower extremity venous Doppler ultrasounds were performed and revealed chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common condition, particularly
79-year-olds.
in individuals over the age of 70. Importantly, there was no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease. Laboratory testing included a complete blood count, comprehensive metabolic panel, coagulation profile, D-dimer, B-type natriuretic peptide, and cardiac biomarkers. All results were within normal limits.
Also, what else did they not find? Cancer. Cancer. No cancer. Donald Trump wasn't elected with cancer like Joe Biden was. Yeah, I'll say. Even the medical professionals say he probably had it when he was elected. That's why he went downhill so fast. They knew he had cancer. They knew when they were putting him up there to be the empty suit for them. 100% that jackass had cancer. This right here, funny, and this was at a conference when they were talking about the bruises. Strange how the lefty media could see a bruise on Trump's hand or, oh, his ankles look a little swollen. You know what? They could see that. But for 4+ years, they couldn't see that Joe Biden was deficient, that he's pooping himself. He's standing on stage playing cornholio like he's got a rocket pack on. Yeah. He's walking the wrong direction. He's got flashcards saying, you sit down in your chair. You look to the left. Here's who you'll ask a question of. Here's their answer. Here's your answer. But you know what? For 4 years, they couldn't see jack shit on Weekend at Biden. But they sure as shit can see a little bruise or, oh, Trump's ankle looks a little swollen. Strange how suddenly they've gone and got LASIK and can suddenly see crazy small details on somebody. But couldn't see Joe Biden taking a dump in his pants multiple times and Jill having to lead him off while he walks with poopy pant butt. Come on. This is the transparency we didn't get for 4 years. Jeez. That doctor still pleaded the fifth. They tried to get Biden's doctor in, and they pleaded the fifth. He will not talk because he knows he's in deep shit. The American people, HIPAA be damned. The American people have always had a right to know what our president, that's our employee, that's the man who keeps this country in or out of wars. So yeah, we have a right. So yeah. Buana, I agree. 100%. Release the Epstein files. And by the way, you just got ahead of me a little bit. Love where you're going with it. We've had discussions here. I am a Trump supporter. But do I think this has been handled good with the Epstein thing? Nope. But you're just a little bit ahead of me. And as for the show is going to do what you said, I would hope so. But if you look, I got a lot of videos and I ain't gone very far. I do mostly live streams. But I did prove lately that YouTube is shadow banning me. For every subscriber or two I gain, 2 days later I lose the exact amount. So yep, I proved now that my channel, I even sent it to all the areas YouTube sold me to, argued with them on their chat, showed them the analytics that my channel should be right around 600 plus subscribers. Easy, but strangely I keep sticking right around 212, 213. Yeah, weird how that works. I sent it to every single one of their departments that I was told to, and suddenly I haven't heard nothing. In fact, the next day I lost subscribers. Weird how that works. So I wish, Buana, but I'm still here anyway. I enjoy this stuff. So, yep. I can't stand that. Nice, Jay Watterson. Shaking hands with Casper the Ghost. Yeah. Yeah, how many times did he just reach out and he's shaking hand? And there are world leaders having to grab him and drag him back in. The guy was goofy. Yeah, and there you go, Buckle Bunny. The Easter Bunny saved him. To me, the biggest scandal, one of the biggest scandals in our country's history is, I want to know who was in the Easter Bunny. That was not just some performer in that Easter Bunny costume. That was somebody, that was a handler. Because they knew, as soon as he went over to his people, started getting questions asked, oh, they went over, got in front of him. They pulled him away and said, no, you're not doing that. I want to know who was in the Easter Bunny costume. 100%. But what do you guys think? Do you think there's any more to this? I don't. It's an average thing. It explains it. It's clear. They're letting his medical records out. They're talking about the testing. I think it's average. I know I'm biased. I have no problem admitting it. But what do you guys think? Wouldn't it be nice that for 4 years that the media could have seen suddenly their vision was as good as it is now? Yeah, it just kind of shows exactly what they're doing. 100% biased. All right, I'm going to ask one more time for you guys. Anybody hasn't? I'm not done yet, but I should be saying this. Please give a thumbs up to the stream. It does supposedly help. That's what the YouTube chat person told me. Even though they still got back to me. The last email was, well, we don't know why that's happening. I sent you the analytics. It shows you guys are removing them. Well, we don't know. We'll look into it some more. All right. Plot twist. Hunter was in the Easter Bunny suit. Oh, ho, ho. You mean the guy who got the only pardon it looks like it was actually signed by Joe Biden? Weird how that worked. Jimmy, I thought Biden's doctor was Sean Astin to start with. Nice. But yeah, isn't it weird how he gets to plead the fifth on this? One of the, probably the biggest scandal in this country's history is this man with cancer, this deficient, mentally ill man who couldn't even keep his bowels, was elected and put up there in this, and they were just running the auto pen. He was a pass-through. He was a nothing. He was the Wizard in Oz. So, yeah. And, Buana, I wasn't ignoring your first comment, just saying that word. You can type it. You don't say that one on YouTube, but I wish this channel would get bigger. Get a glow up. How's that? I thought Biden's doctor was... Okay, sorry, read that. Okay. But I don't think there's much more to this. But they tried to make a big deal out of it. All right. So I didn't open with the Epstein stuff tonight on purpose. But we all know it's on everybody's mind. But, come on, some of you already know this. Over at Spamela Blondie, President Trump, we are ready to move the court tomorrow to unseal the grand jury transcripts. So this is Donald Trump. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I still disagree with you, President Trump. It is not ridiculous. Americans want it out. We're tired of this. We don't want this around us. Publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein. I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi, God knows this woman's so efficient, to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam perpetrated by Democrats should end right now. That means you can get a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, not just the finalized stuff. That will be raw. And it won't be kid diddling stuff. There'll be a lot of testimonies. Now, there's some they can't release yet because there are a lot of civil suits and other suits going on around the Epstein stuff. But this could be a big amount of evidence to get out there. And it would be mostly unfiltered, which is a good thing. So no, Buana, we were in total agreement. We've talked on this channel. And we all agree the Epstein stuff has been handled badly and it needs to be out there. 100%. Pay no attention to the man behind the flip-flop. Ha ha! Oh, Jay Watterson. Dude, that is so weird because anybody who comes into this channel is not going to have a clue why people keep posting flip-flops or thong slipper. Nobody's going to have a clue. They're like, the frig? That's not cool. This other guy has cobras you post. And this guy's got a really cool Mario figure. Or this guy's got 199 or something. This guy has flip-flops. What is that? Yeah, we marched to our beat of our own flip-flop here. But yeah, I think this is a good thing. Trump is seeing that, yeah, this is bigger than even he thought it was. He's looking at this as, God, I got so much going on. But you know what? The people want it. I don't like it. I do believe that Trump is angry. I think Trump is mad because he is seeing things that are so big. And he's done such amazing stuff. He's busting his ass. Remember, the guy did take a bullet for us. He's busting his ass to get illegals out. He's fighting court battles. He's trying to stop Benjamin Netanyahu from doing stupid shit. And, you know, and Iran from doing stupid shit. He's trying to get our economy back on track. And he's doing all this. And he feels sometimes, maybe he feels frustrated. He's not getting accolades from that. But everybody keeps hammering this. And while I agree it's a huge deal, I can kind of see it from his point of view, but I don't care. I want the Epstein stuff out just like anybody else. And it's funny to see the flip-flops. Well, you want to throw some flip-flops in that chat? Put Charlie Kirk's name. Put Benny Johnson's name after them flip-flops. Because they were all, oh my God, you got to get the Epstein stuff out. Then a couple days later, that's okay. It's not as big a deal. And I think it's time to move on past this. Then suddenly a couple days later, when that shit blew up on those guys, they're all back to, yeah, the Epstein stuff's got to be out there. Dude, I can get the flip, but they better get at least a couple pairs of flip-flops from you guys. Charlie Kirk flip-flopped. Benny Johnson flip-flopped. Hell, the only one that didn't flip-flop that I know of was freaking Tucker Carlson. That man stuck with it. So, yeah. Whew. Benny Johnson can do some good stuff, and I'm sorry, I get National Enquirer used car salesman from him. Sorry, Benny. I do. Too polished. Too corporate. You know too many people on the inside. All right, so yeah, I do believe, and Buana, you are just a little bit ahead of us, but yes, we agree. It needs to be out there. The only problem is, do you trust Attorney General Pamela Blondie to do it right or not screw it up. I still have worries that she is a deep state plant, that she is trying to help torpedo Trump. And I worry that she's going to do something scurvy here too. That's just me. But yeah, feel free. By the way, post a pair of flip-flops. I want both, the flip and the flop, in the chat, and then post the name of the reigning pundit do you think deserves the flip-flops the most? What do you think? Benny Johnson, flip-flop. Charlie Kirk, flip-flop. Whoever you think deserves that more, post it. Hell, I think actually one pundit I can say, but he's not right-leaning, he's more center. God help me say something good about him. I think Tim Pool was all the ways release it. I think Jeremy from D-Day Cobra was always saying release it. So, Alex Jones didn't. Okay, yeah, Alex Jones didn't. Alex Jones had a breakdown over this, man. Alex Jones was like crying and stuff over this. That shit tore him up. Trump doing that? Wow, I got stuff in my glasses. That tore him up. You guys see that video? I think we played it here. The video of him crying about it? Dude, that is rough. That is harsh. So Alex Jones, I have an Alex Jones. Mark Dice. Oh, well, Mark Dice, come on. Mark Dice, man, that guy. You don't, whether you agree or not with him all the time, I'll tell you what. Mark Dice is dead solid. I mean, my God, he is, even some stuff you may think he's nutso on. He doesn't care. He doesn't back down. He does not flip-flop, yeah. Mark Dice is a good one. That's a real good one. So, yeah, that is a good one. Mark Francisi has had some good posts about Epstein. Yeah. Luke, Jay Watterson, don't get me going on Luke. Luke was a very disingenuous jackass. 4 views the other day. I was thinking of you. Luke was going off about the GOP voting down the bill from Ro Khanna. In fact, we talked about this on my stream. On why they voted that down. My dumb idiot ass was more honest than Luke Rudkowski was on that. Luke spent a whole day or two doing videos knowing exactly why they voted that down, but he spouted it the other way. So Luke is not a paragon, and I'm giving Luke a flip-flop all for myself. Go back and look at his videos. Videos that were done a day after we talked about Ro Khanna's bill on this stream. The next day, Luke spent that day, and maybe even the next one, shitting on it and not giving the context of why. And I'll give Tim Pool a little bit of a piss you on this one too. Because Tim Pool didn't call out his buddy for that. Tim Pool gave that context. So did some others. But they all did it a day after we talked about it on this stream. But those guys get all the views. Because they were already big companies. Small ones, people ain't going nowhere right now in politics. Unless you only hate Trump. Luke was pissing me off. And by the way, I do watch him, Jay Watterson, or I wouldn't have known that. Multiple videos of his where he was giving no context, just writing a conspiracy theory about Trump to call in them views. Oh, Luke Rudkowski gets a flip-flop for that day. 100%. He did flip and he flopped. Or how about this? He blatantly lied. He knew. He knew exactly why the GOP voted that bill down. By the way, Ro Khanna and Thomas Massey have fixed that. They talked to Tim Pool, and Ro Khanna agreed. Oops, yeah, kind of screwed up. Ro Khanna himself agreed they screwed up. They fixed it. They fixed it, and now it's not going to have, you must release everything, including kitty diddly stuff. That's going to go away, so that's a good one. Luke needs the views. Well, that just makes him a shithead. You say Luke is so honest and amazing. And he was busted right there, man. He spent a whole day lying. You cannot believe his channel then. That's crap. Luke needs views. Dude, he needs views? He's getting 30, 40,000 views or more. I get like 50. Who needs views? But I'll stay here and tell the truth. I'll encourage you guys to throw flip-flops at me. Luke Rudkowski deserves flip-flops. He's already got plenty going on where he could have been honest, and he didn't. And that's where I'll give some of the other guys, yes, they were a day late and $1 short. Actually, I'm the $1 short, they're the day late. We talked about that the day before anybody else was talking about that. So some of them were honest. Luke and some others were not honest. Oh my God, the GOP, Trump's in league, there's bad things. Oh my God, conspiracy theory. They're protecting Epstein. Luke don't need the views. I could use the views. Yeah. So what you're telling me is that I should be lying and making things up so I get views. And he did. He lied and made stuff up. He knew better. Getz was defending Bondi. Oh, was he? Gates was defending Bondi. Really? Really? Luke don't need the views. I need the views. I'm a tiny channel. If my tiny little useless channel can tell the truth, Luke's, I'm making plenty of money off my stuff. He can tell the truth. And if it's going to piss off any of his viewers enough to actually just tell the truth instead of making up conspiracy crap, then his channel sucks. And by the way, once again, so anybody tells me to watch Luke, I do. That's why I was pissed off that whole day watching his videos. I actually started turning him off after a while, ignoring his posts because I was so angry about that. All right. And feel free to go play him back. He did purposely leave that context out. And if Luke's been doing this and he's so amazing, no way my tiny brained ass knew exactly why they did it, could read this bill and could say why they did it. But Luke, oh no, Donald Trump's in league. Ooh. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Has he? Maybe he's been making some stuff up and kind of stretching the truth at times, a lot of times. I don't know. All right, so that's what we have going on. We're going to see how much of this actually happens. We'll see if Spam of the Blondie does anything useful. Now, the one person I don't like being left out of this, we also talked about, not a lot of people are mentioning, DNI Tulsi Gabbard. She is privy to not just the FBI stuff, the stuff on the espionage side, NSA side, CIA side, deep state side. She sees it all. Why is nobody bringing up Tulsi in this? So yeah, just saying. But that is about, I don't know what else to talk about on that. If you guys have anything, feel free to toss it out there. But real quick, you guys see this? CBS is canceling Stephen Colbert's show. Just 3 days after he called out CBS parent company Paramount for a $16 million settlement with Trump. A deal that looks like bribery. No, Pocahontas. They broke actual laws and did something that was actually suable. They helped fix an election. They tried. When you are editing and taking people an answer from some other part, editing it over here, cutting the video, cutting all the shit out, that is election fixing. So yeah. So 100%. Let me see. I think I had some bookmarks we could look at. All right. I had that. Schiff. I was going to play this before I played that. But Schiff was right here. Somebody say, all he's doing is, what are you hiding, Donald? Time to release the Epstein files. Okay. Trump said, let's get the shit out. Let's go. Pam Bondi, do this. So we'll see. Jay Watterson. Have you ever considered Luke was trolling? No, he wasn't trolling. He was not trolling. He spent a whole day plus talking about it going that way. Wasn't trolling. He was stirring controversy, just going for views. 100% going for views. And what I don't like is a dishonesty from Tim Pool on this one a little bit. He called out others who were ignoring this context, but he didn't call out his buddy. He did the same thing. But yeah, Colbert, no. The last, and I don't want to sound like an oldster, the last good late night person was Jay Leno. Because all the great ones, for late night, they would pick on every side of politics. They took no sides, took no prisoners. Saturday Night Live used to be the same way. You could go and get a laugh. We could laugh at each other's parties, each other's candidates. But it wasn't overly political. It was just good stuff and fun and let's relax before we go to sleep and whatever. But now it's just all hate Trump, politics. Lefty. It's nuts. They shafted Jay Leno to get him out of there. So, yeah. No, I'm not going to say that Luke was trolling. He made way too many videos and too many posts about that. He ignored the context purposely. There's no way I'm going to say Luke is stupider than I am. He knew what he was doing. The man's been on YouTube way too long, been doing his stuff too long. He knew what he was doing. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I am happy they kicked Colbert to the curb. I am happy. I am damn happy. Aw, too bad. Now, isn't it like it's not coming up for a while yet, though? Isn't it like a year or two down the road? Everybody liked Jay Leno. Look at Jay Leno's ratings when they fired him. Look at every one of these assholes on now. None of them together have the ratings Jay Leno had when they fired him. Your ratings are low. His ratings were better than all of them put together. It's nuts. Craig Ferguson had his moments when interviewing actresses. Yeah, I could give Craig good, but I don't think he was a great. But yeah, I can give, Jay Watterson, you're coming back on my reservation with that one. Yeah, Craig Ferguson was good. I think they should have had him earlier. They put him too late. I think if they'd replaced, let's say, Jay Leno with Craig Ferguson, that might have worked. But yeah, I can go with that, buddy. Yeah. And I'm going to ask one more time. You guys know how I feel about this. Why is this bitch, illegal alien, still in government in our country? Admitted on camera she's an illegal. Her parents are illegal. She's lied on thousands and thousands of forums saying she's a legal citizen. Just admits she's not. Why is she still there? Tom Homan, I'm not going to let this go. I've been posting and talking about this. Why is she still there? Arrest her. Send her home. She should not be making laws for American citizens being illegal. All right. And last but not least, Gavin Newsom. It's about time at real Donald Trump grew up and understood the horrific damage his mass deportation campaign, I'll edit in a second, is doing to our communities, our economy, and our country. His mass deportation campaign? Nope. This is the mass deportation campaign of all Americans who voted for him. The overwhelming majority of America voted for this mass deportation campaign. So let me say this. It's about time a real Donald Trump grew up and understood the horrific damage our mass deportation campaign is doing to our communities, which is none. It is helping fix our economy and our country. The only horror is to the illegals waving their Viva la Mexico flags. This guy is such a piece of shit. I have nothing. I can't even sugarcoat this guy. This guy looks like the Joker in American Psycho had a kid. He looks like Butthead. Dude, he looks like Butthead. Hang on. Tell me that's not Gavin Newsom. That's Gavin Newsom. Right there. Look at that. It's Gavin Newsom. It's Butthead grown up. That's what he is. It's him. My God. But yeah, this guy, what a dick. We voted for this. Once again, Democrats don't give a shit about democracy when they lose. When they think they can win or beat somebody over the head with it. Democracy. You lost. We know, and we're happy for it. In fact, if anything, we're mad at Trump. We're mad at Trump because we want more. It's like that GIF you can do or whatever you can use on X. You type in more in with an exclamation. It comes up as Anakin Skywalker yelling. Oh no, it's see, I forgot the Darth Vader stand-in dude. It comes up him yelling more, more. Yeah. Noobs is one of those lizard people. Jimmy, I'm still thinking Biden's military women's calendar would make billions. Holy shit. Jimmy, I'm sorry, man. Jay Watterson got you. Those aren't women, Jimmy. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I'm giving that one to Jay Watterson. All right. Did y'all ever watch Richard Pryor doing his routine after setting himself on fire? Yeah. Wow. I thought they were Captain Kangaroo reject. Hey! No. Nope. If there's one thing I'm not going to stand for on this show, no shots at Captain Kangaroo, man. Captain Kangaroo was epic. We need shows like that for kids today. I'm telling you. Shit today. Old Sesame. If I had kids right now here, they are not watching New Sesame Street. I'd cut that shit off about 1995. Actually, about 1998. That's it. Sesame Street back before that was good. At about 2000-ish, they went nuck and futz. Richard Pryor was hilarious and epic. Yeah. Exactly. All right, so let me ask a quick question here. Do you think Gavin Newsom, do you think this man will ever be president? I don't. I think he's got so much baggage. He tries to run. Whoa. Woof. I don't think so. I don't think he can make it. There was something else I thought we might be able to do. He got it from his Aunt Nancy. Oh, no. No. Yeah, man. Isn't that the incestuous connection between these people? My aunt, I work for this person that works at ABC. I married this person that works at NBC. This was my uncle, my cousin, my nephew, my brother-in-law. Oh, my God. We are ruled by a couple families. It's craziness. There was something else that was in the news today. I was going to mention it, but I can't remember what it was. Ha ha. Dane bread. Jimmy, I hope Trump can claw back those billions from the high-speed train scam. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? That's about as bad as Biden's billions of dollars scam from all the charging stations. And they did, what, 5 or 6 of them to the tune of billions? While Elon Musk can build like 10,000 of them for less than a quarter of that money? Weird. Yeah. Previous Lost Sesame Street episode was The Wicked Witch of the West. What? That was Lost? I think I remember that when I was a kid. I don't know. Maybe not. No, I did not know that. Huh. I did like that Elmo got hacked. In fact, that's a good way to end. I got an idea here. What do you think? I thought there was something else in the news today I might mention, but it wasn't that big a deal to me. Let's see. Oh, no. This is a good way to end the night, guys. We have a little bit of funny here. Let's see. I'm way over my 2 hours. Okay, we're about done in about 5-10 minutes. That's it. Ho. Elmo is back. Let's give a salute to him. Oh, I'll let you read that yourself. That's the Cook With Me Elmo. Whew. That's rough. What is that? Oh my, they did. Okay. And I can play that. Well, okay. You're supposed to be able to play that because our public television is not supposed to be copyrighted against us because we pay for it. It's ours. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting means I paid for it. It's mine. NPR and PBS stuff is ours. It's not supposed to be copyrighted against us. Never has. Most of it isn't. So, but that's a good one. I'll call it up here in a minute, man. But yeah. I love these. These are great. I'm sorry, I'm enjoying these. Dang. I do like this one now. Whew, let's cook. Yow. You got to give them that one for harsh. That's pure harsh. Whoa. They check everybody on Rumble. All right. Still got some people over there on Rumble. So, whew. All right, let's see here. Some of the best Elmo memes for your enjoyment. When Elmo looked back, Elmo realized Churchill was a really great villain in World War II. Oh, God. Wasn't there another one before that? Oh, no. Why is that not... It's not showing me both bits. They shouldn't be digging tunnels underneath Sesame Street. Ouch. Say they shouldn't be digging tunnels under Sesame Street. Why is that one not coming? There you go. And we'll just think you should be able to say they shouldn't be digging tunnels under Sesame Street. Oof. Damn. Oh, you gotta love some of these. Nope, that's still gotta do that. Okay, so I gotta go like this. Elmo just noticing things. Tucker, do you notice things like Elmo? What if it was Grok who hacked Elmo? No. Dude. That was crazy. Grok went off. There are people theorizing that the people who hacked... Elmo wasn't hacked. That's just their BS crap out there. Because somebody that worked at PBS who had access was pissed off that they were losing their funding. So they said, oh yeah, watch this. There's starting to be some evidence that Elmo did not get hacked. It was an inside job from somebody pissed off they were losing their funding. But if Grok did it, that was crazy. Tell you what, Grok has been kind of crap for the last about month and a half. Elmo testifies about his years at Sesame Street where he was passed around and fisted by cast members. Whew. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that is horrid. Holy crap. Oh, this is good shit. Oh. Doesn't have the same effect. I'm going to up. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm not. Oh. All right, if there's no music in this, I'll play it.
That's just almost 2 cents, okay?
All right, I might be able to let that one play.
I love when people tell you, hey, it's okay, you don't have to cuss. Like, the fuck? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Especially if you piss me off. I'm gonna come after you like a spider monkey, cussing your ass out. Can you imagine going up to somebody and being like, hey, man, you're a butthole. Yeah, you eat stinky feet for Christmas. Yeah, it doesn't have the same effect. Imagine Carl over here calls you a dumbass, and you have to go to him and you're like, well, you know what? Your breath smells like poop. Yeah, it doesn't have the same effect. I'm going up to that motherfucker, and I'm saying, dude, you're a piece of shit. Fuck you. Yeah, see the effect that has? A lot better. That's just almost 2 cents, okay? Don't argue with me about cussing. I will fuck shit up. Okay, that is all. Don't you?
It's just fun. Whoa. I guess we can't use this one anymore. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. That is rough. I wonder if they ever wash those Muppets. With some of the sick fuckers around there, they'd have to. Or that fur would be all matted and crusty. There you go. There's your ick for the night. Then people tweeted at Elmo as if he was a person and wasn't hacked, calling for him to apologize and resign from Sesame Street. Oh my God. Oh. Some of these. Oh. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah. I said what I said, and I'd say it again. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, or Elmo what happened on July 13th, 2025. Oh, crap. Oh, my God. Wooden doors. Oh, no. Oh, no. What's your favorite part? Nope. That's true. Oh, God. Dude, okay. Where's Snoopy when you meet him? Where is Snoopy? Where is Snoopy for you? Oh, I just checked on Reddit. He's not over there either. He's not. Or Snoopy'd be talking. Oh, he'd love this meme. Hell, he'd probably put it up. So I think we found out who Snoopy actually is on Twitter. On X, whatever. Oh, that's rough. All right, so I'm about due here, guys. I've been a long day. Thank you for being here, though, but I always preferred Oscar. Oscar the Grouch. You mean the crackhead that he's a crackhead, guys. Oscar's a crackhead. He lives in a garbage can, folks. He's a total crackhead. He lives in a garbage can, and he's always jonesing. He's just hanging out. He's all. Oscar's a crackhead. He needs his next fix. Come on, we all know about Bert and Ernie. So people want to talk, there was no gay representation back then. Bert and Ernie, done. But yeah, by the way, guys, if you haven't, please hit thumbs up for the stream, whether you're on YouTube or Rumble. Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hopping in. And I hope, Buana, if you're still here, thank you very much. And I hope you're right. I hope this channel does get a glow up. I'm not saying it the way you did. But either way, I'm still here. I will be on as often as I can be. And honestly, I still think I'm better at live streams. I like live streams. That's just me. I like it. I know not everybody can do it, but not everybody can make videos either. I can do both, but I like live streams. I don't know. Something about keeping the mind sharp, thinking off the cuff, talking to you guys. It's good. But we are at 2 hours and 26 minutes. I'm 26 minutes over what I wanted. But if you guys want to talk about anything real quick, feel free. Other than that, I've covered everything I wanted to cover, really. And there was something else that happened today, but I can't remember what it was. Hell, I'll actually search real quick. U.S. Attorney General. ICE gaining access to a trove of Medicaid records. Oh, there's a good one. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ooh, there's the House passes a public media foreign aid clawbacks. This is a good one. It might shrink me down for a quick second just to show you guys this. I don't want to read. I just want to show the headline. I got to go here, and boink. All right. Yes, I know. I'm adding sound effects. Sorry, guys. I like this. This right here. It's good. ICE is gaining access to a trove of Medicaid records, adding new peril for immigrants. Illegal immigrants. This is the LA Times. Illegal immigrants. By the way, how many times were we told illegal aliens aren't getting any Medicare or Medicaid or any government bennies when we all knew it was bullshit. I've told you guys a couple times. I know a couple people who work at grocery stores around here. And they say, oh yeah, we get illegals coming all the time, can't speak a lick of English, and they have a certain card that they know that is the government, food stamp type card that they are given. They as government bennies right there. So yeah, ho ho. That's a good one. I'm glad to see that one. ICE is gaining access trove of Medicaid records, adding new perils for illegal immigrants because they shouldn't have been getting it. How about claw that shit back? Claw this shit back. Seize every piece of ill-gotten gains property they have here. I rob a bank. I don't get to profit from it. You do not get to profit from crimes in this country. This is a crime. They came here. They stole from the American public. Any houses, cars, whatever they have, bank accounts, seized. You want mass deportation on them doing it themselves? You will. If you do that, you will have mass self-deportation. Seize the houses, seize the cars. You go, and then you do a bunch of it. And then you go, by the way, Trump goes on air and goes, in 10 days, we seize every illegal alien's property. You will not be able to see these guys do the Speedy Gonzales towards the southern border. They will leave en masse because they shouldn't be able to keep the shit. All right. We are going to hippity hop. I'm going to go back to where I was. Boink, boink. But I just thought that was a good one to look around. Just a quick howdy do on the way out the door. But yeah. All right. So, where are we at here? I preferred Oscar, Mr. Snuffleupagus. Hey, Snuffleupagus. Well, Bird, let's not talk about that time we were on Epstein Island together. Snuffy was a little weird. Nobody could see him, just like nobody could see the Epstein files. Nobody could see that Epstein was doing this scurvy shit forever. Nobody could see Snuffleupagus. Coincidence? I think not. Maybe Epstein inside the Snuffleupagus outfit. Hey, little girl. Big Bird might have been crazy. Well, yeah. Maybe Big Bird shouldn't have been buying his shit from a dude in a trash can. That's not good stuff. That's going to be laced with something. So Big Bird's like, why do you think Big Bird's eyes were like that? He's wired all the time. Big Bird's like, grrr. He was buying from Oscar. That's why he's always, dink, dink, dink. Hey, Oscar, you got a dime bag or something? Come on, man. Big Bird needs a little hit. Big Bird needs something, man. I'm just saying. And that Mr. Hooper, I never trusted him anyway. So, yeah. All right, guys. We are at 2 hours and 32 minutes. 32 minutes over what I wanted to do. I am butt crazy tired. But hey, I got my dad's van fixed today, so he is safe to drive for a while longer. Cookie Monster was using the wrong white flour. Yeah. Yeah, you can't trust a very dirty dude living in a trash can to buy your stuff from. That's a bad move. Oscar coined the term lid. Oh, no. Cookie Monster used the wrong white flour, yeah. All right, guys. Once again, if you haven't, please hit thumbs up for the stream. If you came in late and there's anything you missed, head on back. We did talk about the Joy Reid thing for well over an hour until everybody can only take so more. The link to that is in the chat, and I will try to post it in the description when I'm done here. Other than that, thank you very much. Jay Watterson, Buckle Bunny, Jimmy, Buono, welcome, by the way. Ryan, have a good night. And to anybody out there who is lurking, thank you very much. Thank you for putting up with even 5 minutes of my nutty craziness. And if not tomorrow, it'll be the next day, but we'll see. Sometimes I think you might get an overload because, I don't know, if people can handle a salty cracker and me on the same nights. But we'll see. And this is early for us because we were coming on at 1 or 2 a.m. before. So thank you very much. I am trying to make it so 10:30 will be my latest start time. So, all right, guys. Have a good night, good afternoon, good morning. Let's see how this Epstein kerfuffle blows out. Let's see if Spamela Blondie does something or screws the pooch again. Or if Donald Trump has got the message that, yeah, this means more to us than you knew, Donald. It's not like you to miss us. So, okay. All right, guys, thumbs up the way out. Thank you very much. Please share the channel to anybody you think might be able to stand a little bit of crazy dude in his basement. All right. Good night. Thank you very much. Love you guys. And you're really on it tonight. God, I do